a standard here at Argyle. I think we've talked about that numerous times. So, you're also dealing with 16 and 17-year-old boys who may look at the schedule. So what's your messaging been like this week as you approach your final regular season game?
Well, it's no different than mentioned several weeks before. It's about us being better. And every practice is focused on us. Every practice is about the effort, the intensity, and the enthusiasm you work through to complete your task. You've been handled. So our team periods have been lively. Our passing periods have been competitive. Our team periods offense have been energized. So we're doing everything possible to be hitting on all cylinders. And taking a week off mentally makes no contribution to that. I'm to a point I don't really have to have that message anymore. My coaches do a good job of communicating it, and the expectations are high every time we step on the practice field. So that's been a good message this week. I've just watched them in the weight room yesterday and today. They're doing a fabulous job of preparing in there also, which is very important. So we'll cap things up tomorrow and tie a bow on it and be ready for the game on Thursday.
Something that I've been really impressed with 5A is teams surprise me how good they are. There have been some games in the past in different classifications where, it's probably easy on all three levels. But in 5A, it just seems, they've just impressed me. 5A has impressed me. And so Creekview, I think it's going to be the same thing where you're going to come away thinking, wow, they didn't really seem like an 0-9 team. You've seen them on the film. What challenges do they present to you on Friday night?
Well, they don't have linemen like we do. They have good linemen, but obviously we're in an uptick. We have very sizable, long linemen, and so we feel like that we can win the line of scrimmage, offensively and defensively, and that's where the game, I believe, takes over. So two of my keys to victory is to dominate the offensive line for us, get the ball in the hands of our running backs, and let them run the game and gain first downs and take the pressure off the quarterback. Then when we need to throw it, we need to throw and catch it. We're still looking for a very high completion percentage when we do throw it, and we've practiced that diligently all week. The second key to victory is the defensive line. We ought to be able to get good penetration with whoever's out there playing on the defensive line, cause a disturbance in their blocking schemes, and force good athletes to bounce to the sidelines. And that's kind of our key each and every week, is to spill the football to the sidelines, then the tacklers make the tackle. And we've worked diligently on that this week about fitting in our right gaps defensively and being very gap sound. And that's something that needs weekly work, daily work out there, and we were able to get that accomplished so far this week. The third one is still doing something different with our kicking game each and every week. We have good retention in regards to what we're doing, and we've got its own individual game plan for Creekview. So I'm looking forward to having that go out there and excite the crowds, but certainly be energizing our kids to get a turnover or return a punt or punt return for a touchdown or a kickoff for a touchdown.
Before I let you go, this is your last test before the postseason starts. I know you're like you just mentioned, you're looking to improve. What's one area that you want to see improve and get a boost Friday night?
I think that it continues to be throwing and catching. It's important to us. We have to be able to do it in any given time. And I think it's just a matter of gaining confidence. And if you do it a lot in practice and the kids get confident in it, then when we get in a tight situation and people are feeling the pressure of it's just natural. And when it comes natural, it's easy. And when it comes easy, then critical situations don't matter.
All right, Coach, I greatly appreciate your time. Best of luck on Friday night.
Thanks.
All right, one more break here inside the LHM Financial Pregame Show. Kickoff is on your way next.
This broadcast is made possible by the generous support of our corporate advertising sponsors who have enabled Argyle ISD athletic programs to achieve many exceptional accomplishments, including state championships in multiple sports and 10 straight Lone Star Cups. These sponsorships remain the primary source of funding for the Booster Club, which directs the expenditures towards Argyle athletics and clubs at the high school and middle school level. Your corporate sponsorship provides the best opportunity for our student athletes to reach their full potential here at Argyle ISD, and in return, we offer numerous advertising packages which fit your budget to brand your business with high visibility in the stadiums or right here on these airwaves. Do you want to be a sponsor and support the athletics here at Argyle ISD? Contact Brian and Shelly Stone at aebc.sponsorship@gmail.com to begin your support. Go Eagles!
I can write them down on here.
Hey, this is Brian Estridge, the voice of the TCU Horned Frogs, and I want to promote a neat tool that the Booster Club releases every Thursday. It's the Eagles Nest podcast. Blake Jones and his team get you prepared each week for Argyle's next game by talking with one of the seniors for the football team, chatting with the head coach of that week's opponent, as well as spending some time with the Argyle head coach, Todd Rogers, including getting his keys for an Argyle victory. Plus, don't miss highlights from last week's game and the Argyle ISD Eagle update. Updating you on all the events headed your way around the school district. Check it out and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
That will conclude the LHM Financial pregame show. Thanks to Coach Rogers, as always, for his time and his keys to victory. And now let's get ready for kickoff here inside the DFW Door Repair press box. Here from Eagle Stadium on senior night. All right, welcome to Eagle Stadium right here in the heart of Argyle, the site of tonight's game between the 9-0, the district champs, your Argyle Eagles, playing host to the Carrollton Creekview Mustangs. Good evening, my name is Blake Jones, and I'll be running this train tonight alongside Robert Hudgens and Clark McNulty, who is roaming the sidelines. We'll hear from Clark here momentarily, but Robert, I want to bring you in, and let's talk senior night here in Argyle, Texas. You had two kids come through, play for Coach Rogers. There's a lot of emotion surrounding this game tonight. What are some of these kids thinking tonight as they prepare for one of their final home games here at Eagle Stadium?
Well, thanks, Blake. Yeah, that's one of the things that, I just kept hearkening back to were my two trips through senior night with both of my boys. And back in 2018, my son Bryson graduated, and he completed his senior night. And the one thing that we did not get to have was a home playoff game. So that was truly his last night to play on this field. And he had left a lot of blood, a lot of sweat, and a lot of tears out here. So it was a very emotional night for not only for him, but frankly for his mother and I, because we knew we wouldn't be able to sit in these stands like we had so many times through AYSA and, of course, through high school games. And then my second son, Ty, who graduated in last year, luckily he did have one playoff game here, but believe it or not, his senior night, we didn't know that we were going to have that. So we had those same types of feelings. There will be an emotion, and it doesn't matter who you're playing tonight, whether they are undefeated or have only been defeated, in Creekview's case, unfortunately, but it is still their last game at home. It is senior night. It's something where their families are here. It's something that they have been looking forward to, and though a lot of these seniors cannot wait to get out of high school and move on to the next step in their lives, this is special, and this is something that I don't think they want to forget, and I'm sure they're going to put on an unforgettable performance tonight.
So I know as a player, one of your favorite moments is running out of the tunnel and breaking the banner as the Eagles just did. And in talking to some of these players, Robert, I guess I didn't realize the importance of it. When I talked to Wes Tucker, he missed all of last year due to an injury, basically. And I asked him, what did you miss the most? And he said running out of the tunnel, breaking the barrier, looking at the home crowd. So as some of these kids get to do that for one of the, maybe there is a home playoff game next week, but I don't think you can think about next week. You got to just appreciate senior night. So it's a special moment for a lot of those kids out there.
It absolutely is. A lot of stuff happens in that tunnel, and the guys getting geared up and ready to go, and it's just it's an experience like no other. And if you're listening to this broadcast and you hadn't had the opportunity to play high school football, it is something special, and you may not quite understand why it's so big in Texas until you get to be on the sidelines and you get to go through it and you get to see what these gentlemen, these young men go through. And I can't tell you how blessed we are in the small town of Argyle to have such a fantastic football program, sports program, and everything. So, to really have this here tonight and celebrate these seniors tonight like they're going to, it's truly a special time.
Well, let's go down to midfield where the coin toss is going on, and let's hear from head referee Stacy Harden.
He called correct. It is heads. You have won the toss. Which way do you want to kick? Argyle wins the toss and will receive. Good luck, fellas.
So Argyle wins the toss and wants the football. Doesn't want to mess around. As tonight's weather, 76 degrees here in Argyle, winds out of the south at 15 miles an hour. But Clark, looking at the flags above the stadium, it seems to be a little more windy than that. How's the weather down there at field level?
Well, it's really windy down here. It's definitely gonna affect the pass game, both vertically and laterally.
Well, as Argyle will take the football first, let's hear who the starting 11 are for the Argyle offense.
Fakes the handoff under pressure again, and this time Bud Petter's got him back at the 5-yard line. Back-to-back sacks, RVP, Bud Petter. They're going to mark him down at the 6-yard line, a 9-yard loss, and quickly a 4th down after first down was a little promising for the Mavericks.
Todd Rogers, head coach. This is my starting 11 on defense.
Michael Madry, 99, senior, D-line.
Hunter Sandiford, number 41, senior, D-line.
Rylie Van Poppel, number 44, senior, D-line.
Bud Petter, number 25, junior, linebacker.
Grant Mirabal, number 10, senior, linebacker.
Caden Yates, 42, senior, outside linebacker.
Devin Owen, number 8, junior, outside linebacker.
Michael Roberts, number 7, junior, DB.
Dax Harani, number 2, senior, DB.
Parker Phillips, 18, senior, DB.
Trey Batson, number 21, senior, cornerback.
Coach Lundy, defensive coordinator.
All right, packed house here in Eagle Stadium for senior night in Argyle. Let's go down to field level where Clark McNulty is standing by. Clark, what's the mood down there like? Is it an emotional night for some of these seniors? Can you tell?
Yes, it is an emotional night for some of these seniors, and not knowing whether they're going to play here next week or not, but pretty sure. But right now, I'm looking at the starters here, and they kind of have it in their mind that they may have a limited reps tonight, and they are wanting to make the absolute most of it. So normally their motor is, 6 feet high. Tonight, knowing that they might have limited reps, I'm looking forward to 150% effort because they know their night might be short.
Cinch Cleaner uniform update. Argyle in their red and black tonight. Black helmets, black jerseys, and red pants. The Carrollton Creekview Mustangs have a black top and white up top and white bottoms, trimmed in red. Back for the Eagles is McGuire Gasperson, the freshman, and JJ Fun 19, Jaquan Felton, as the kick is off. And here we go from Eagle Stadium. Ball received at the 25, and up the left sideline is Devin Owen. Returns it out past the 42, so a 17-yard return for the Eagles, who will begin this drive at the 42, tackle out of bounds by Dravion Harper. The starters tonight for your Argyle Eagles at quarterback is John Gailey, the junior. Running back Landon Ferris. Receivers are Will Kriziak, Lane Stewart, and Wayne Pritz, your offensive linemen across. Wes Tucker at left tackle, Noah Weeks at left guard, Jason Crowder at center, Thor Johansson at right guard, and Weston Cheney at right tackle. We'll get you the Creekview starters here momentarily as Argyle, in their first possession from the shotgun, handoff Landon Ferris running off left tackle to the 46, a gain of 4 on the first play for the Argyle Eagles. The Creekview defense, Destine Deans, Travis Chinamora, and Isaiah Woods on the front line. Eli Gooch, Justin Murdoch, Cole McLean, and Taj Leavelle at linebackers. Kalen Lavalius, And Ben File, the seniors, as a pass out to the right to Kriziak across midfield, tackled down to the 42. That's going to be a first down for the Eagles. Isaiah Holiday and Trey Johnson round out the starters for Creekview. But good start here, Robert, as Argyle already across midfield.
You're right, and the one thing that you're seeing with Argyle is we are imposing our will with the size that we have across the offensive line. We're really getting a lot of as
Gailey play action to Pritz along the left sideline. Ball overthrown as Pritz tumbles down. The coverage by Scheibe of the Mustangs.
Just seeing across the defensive front for Creekview, they are quite a bit smaller offensive line. So I think what you're going to see us is see us impose our will at the line of scrimmage and see how far we can wear these guys out and how quickly we can.
2nd and 10, Argyle already in opposing territory at the 42-yard line. Gailey snap back, hands off to Bunnell. Bunnell up the middle, now stretches out to the left, makes one-man miss, two-man miss. Now 3 and 4, tumbles down to the 23-yard line. Big gain for Bunnell as 19 yards down to the 20-yard line for R.J. Bunnell and a first down for the Eagles.
Didn't see the ball came out on the play there and luckily was recovered by Argyle, but I think you're going to see Argyle cover that thing with 2 hands from now on.
Cole McLean on the tackle for the Mustangs. Argyle at the 20, just a minute gone in this first quarter. Bunnell handed off, now off tackle right, now back up to the middle, takes down two defenders down to the 4-yard line. Gain of 16 by R.J. Bunnell, tackled by Scheibe for the Mustangs.
That right side of that line opened a hole that I think you and I could have both run through side by side.
Maybe us two, but maybe not Clark.
Maybe not Clark.
Hey.
Argyle already down to the 4-yard line of Creekview. Gailey, snap back, hands off to Bunnell. Bunnell searching his way through the middle and pummels into the end zone. All aboard, Argyle's first touchdown. Is Argyle a 6-0 lead here on senior night?
Yeah, again, just exposing that right side, or I should say the left side of the defensive line, guys. They just cannot compete with the size that we have up there for Argyle. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what we do for the rest of the first quarter. If they truly are only going to keep the starters in for a short amount of time.
Carter Buxton in for the PAT. Hold is down, kick is up, and kick is good. As Clark, Coach Rogers' keys to victory was control the line of scrimmage. Argyle seemingly got what they wanted on the ground. What did you see there on the first possession from the Eagles?
You know, one of the things that I always look for is that opening punch. How fast are we getting off the ball at the snap? And I'm telling you, our offensive linemen are hitting these guys. Their hand isn't very far off the ground. Now, offense naturally has an advantage because they know the snap count, but I'm telling you, these guys are really firing off hard.
As Robert, like we mentioned in the pregame, a lot of emotions surrounding this game, but good to see the Argyle offense really not slip from the production we're used to.
You know what? Some people, you're exactly right. Some people can see that or can think sometimes a game like this might be a trap game, and I think that's one of the things that Coach Todd Rogers has. The knack is you need to look at every opponent as if they have the same record as you, as if there is a possibility that they can beat you, so never lack of preparation throughout the week. These guys came out to mean business to win this game and to move on.
Carter Buxton doing the kicking off for the Eagles. Back deep for the Mustangs. Number 1, Trey Johnson, the sophomore, and number 2, Jarian Smith, a junior. As Buxton, I believe, has the wind at his back. Let's see how far he kicks this one as the ball is end over end and into the end zone. As Clark, we talked about the wind in the pregame show, and I believe Carrollton Creekview is going to have to work against it. If they have any sort of passing game, how is that going to alter the pass attack? See, Clark's already ignoring me. That's not
no, I'm sorry.
He's down there talking to.
We were just trying to figure out how we won the toss and got the wind at the same time.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Typically, you'd want the ball and or the wind. Certainly, you don't want to battle both in the first half, but here we are. All right, Creekview. Get you drive somewhere here in a minute. Creekview back to pass on the first play. Throws out to the left flat. Ball caught at the 30. Now battles up to the 33. Pass caught by Jarian Smith. And Robert, let's see if we can get a quick drive summary on the Eagles' first possession.
It will be a quick drive summary because it was a quick drive. It only lasted 1 minute and 37 seconds. There were 6 plays, 4 rushes, 2 passes. Bunnell with a 4-yard, in for the touchdown. And this drive summary was brought to you by the kind folks over at the real estate station, Dave and Kathy Salisbury.
So gain of 8 for the Mustangs on first down. We talked about how you may not battle the win, but 8-yard pickup on first down, 2nd and 2 for the Mustangs, who go out of the shotgun. As running back Sauer Doss takes the handoff out left, strung out way too wide, brought down eventually by Grant Maribal and Jaquan Felton. That's going to be a loss back to the 30. So 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
If you keep an eye on our defense, especially the defensive ends and any of the, the outside linebackers, you'll notice that they keep their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. They're doing that to make those guys go out wide. They're keeping wide. The moment they turn their shoulders, they're toast. They're going to cut right past them. Great job there.
First third down for the Mustangs, 3rd and 5 on this opening possession following the Bunnell touchdown to make the score 7-0, 9:20 mark of the first quarter. Mustangs first possession. Back to pass as Page has to escape out to the left, getting tugged down by Rylie Van Poppel, and that'll be his first sack of the game. Loss of 5 and back to the original line of scrimmage. And Robert, there's that talented defensive line that everyone knows about for Argyle.
You know what? It's pretty amazing when you look at that. That's a very, very athletic quarterback. I don't think he realized how quick big number 44 is, and how quick he got back there to take him down. So, yes, this is an imposing defensive line. They want, just like Clark said earlier, they want to make a difference in the time that they have in there.
Jaden Page, the sophomore quarterback. His clock is going to have to run fast tonight. He's not going to have a lot of time against the likes of Rylie Van Poppel or Michael Madry, or a player spotlight guest, Hunter Sandifer, as Creekview back to punt from the 25-yard line, and back to receive as well Krzyzak, who muffs the punt, and we'll see who got on it. It looks like Krzyzak did recover it, but a scary moment there as Robert, the first thing you can't do as a punt returner is drop the punt.
No, that is probably one of the cardinal sins of punt returning, but I was interested to see if the flag was going to be thrown on that, because it did look like that there was kicker interference, or return interference, because he was bumping in to the defender right there.
So no flag. Krzyzak gets back on it. Argyle's second possession of the night will start at their own 47. 8:29 on the clock in the first quarter. Ferris with a handoff to the left, running behind Wes Tucker, and burrows forward for about 7 yards to the Creekview 46. It'll be 2nd and 3.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do on this left side, to see if they can get behind Wes Tucker and those guys just like they did a while ago on the right side.
Isaiah Woods with a takedown for the Mustangs. 2nd down. Ferris gets it again. On counter play, runs left and stuffed in the backfield. Good pursuit by the Mustangs. Isaiah Woods again. This one a tackle for a loss, and we've got a whistle, as looks like there's a Mustang slow to get up. And with 7:57 remaining in the first quarter, let's take our first time out as Argyle scores on their first possession to make it 7-0. You're listening to Argyle Eagles football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
Lamar National Bank offers checking, savings, money market accounts, and loans to businesses and consumers. Whether you like doing business face-to-face or talking to a real person over the phone, Lamar National Bank is the hometown bank that can best serve you, because their bankers live, work, and play in the markets they serve. Go see our team at the North Lake branch or call 972-318-1060 to see that at Lamar National Bank. It's relationship banking at its best. Lamar National Bank, NMLS number 243049, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
CR Plumbing is a small family-owned business operated by Clayton and Hannah Robinson. Hannah grew up in Argyle, and no one knows these stomping grounds like she does. CR Plumbing prides ourselves on taking care of our customers, employees, and serving our community. We offer an array of plumbing services, including water filtration systems, leak detection and repairs, water heater tankless conversions, and platinum memberships. Visit our website for any plumbing needs at crplumbingdfw.com. We are CR Plumbing, your local plumber you can trust.
Cole McLean, the Mustang, getting helped off the field right now. 7:57 remaining in this first quarter. Robert, let's get through some of our first quarter sponsors.
Well, gladly. Tonight's first quarter is made possible by the generous support of Second Family Home Care Services. The aforementioned earlier Dave and Kathy Salisbury over at the real estate station. Say-Do Laser. Kenny Arthur, Chick-fil-A, and the Chick-fil-A over on 407. We'll get back to them here after this play.
Gailey back in shotgun. Ferris to his left. Claps a couple times to try to get Mustang drawn off sides. One receiver to the left, that is Will Krzyzak. Two receivers to the right. Pritz, it looks like it's Hodson over there. Play action. Gailey wants to go deep down the left sideline. Krzyzak's got a step and catches it over the defender. That was Kaylin Levalis with the coverage, but Robert.
You got balls.
Yeah, Will Krzyzak took it right off his helmet.
I think that's one of those things that you would probably see on Sunday morning with Randy Moss and those guys. Maybe he should get up tapping his head, but he definitely took that right over the defender.
Long gain down to the Mustang 7. Argyle wants to go quick. Gailey hands to Ferris, bottled up again, and may have gotten a yard to the left hash.
You know, and Clark's made a great observation just a second ago in our ears saying that their linebackers are cheating up. They're stunning into the gaps, and so that's why they're able to stop us in this interior line. They're making some adjustments here. And, of course, he bounces it out.
Harper with the tackle. Ferris with the counter. Looked like the same play there, Robert, as he faked right, went left, all the way around the left end, and scores from 6 yards out. All aboard. Argyle touchdown again, 13-0 Argyle.
He made the adjustment he needed. He saw that it was getting clogged up and that those linebackers did sneak up, so he's got the adeptness and quickness to bounce it out to the left.
2 possessions, 2 touchdowns for the Eagles. The first off the legs of R.J. Bunnell, the second off of Landon Ferris. So both Argyle running backs with a touchdown tonight. Carter Buxton in for the PAT, which is up and good. 7:08 remaining in this first quarter. Argyle with a 14-0 lead. You're listening to Argyle Eagle Football, and it's brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
Howdy folks, Marty B here, inviting you to come to each of our 4 amazing restaurants. At Marty B's, join us for an outstanding atmosphere of family, food, fun, and entertainment. Or join us at Rustico Wood-Fired Grill and Wine Bar for an intimate date night in a rustic, elegant setting. Looking for a taste of upscale Texas? Join us at 1845, where it's designed like Dallas, but tastes like Fort Worth. Come experience amazing at all of our fine restaurants. And new this summer, put a pep in your two-step at Marty B's Coffee Co., right next to Marty B's restaurant. Look forward to seeing you there.
This is Dr. Mykel Pace. There's a reason why so many dentists in our area refer their patients to Northern Texas Facial and Oral Surgery for implant or wisdom tooth care, and that's trust. As your oral surgeons, we work closely with other dental professionals to create a dental healthcare team to make sure patients get the right treatment in just the right way. That's what dentists in our area have come to expect from Northern Texas Facial and Oral Surgery, and it's what patients can depend on. See us online at ntfos.com or call us at 972-371-0125.
14-0 Argyle is your score, 7:08 remaining in the first quarter as the kick, let's sail out of bounds. It's not. No, ball at the 25-yard line. Must have gone out of the end zone. As Robert, let's finish up our first quarter sponsors.
Well, I appreciate that. Yes, again, picking up where we left off, the kind Kenny Arthur at Chick-fil-A over on 407. Fifth Gear Automotive, Connie Johnson and A-Town Apparel, Wise Health Surgical Hospital, Shelley Wiley, and then Argyle Fine Arts Preschool. We'll pick it back up here in just a second.
Johnson joins Page in the backfield for the Mustangs, moving left to right. Hands off to Johnson. Johnson now extends it out to the right and tackled for a loss by Jaquan Felton. Robert, that's twice now where the Mustangs have tried to get the ball outside with no luck.
It was a great job by Jaquan Felton to stay home on that, which is kind of interesting that the wideout over there on his side didn't take him long like a streak pattern to get him out of the picture. But he just stayed home, saw the rush, and tackled down the backfield.
A loss of 2. Also give credit to Trey Batson, forcing that outside. 2nd and 12 for the Mustangs. Page now by himself in the shotgun formation, 5 wide. Page claps his hands, gets a snap back, looking left, throws left, into the flat. Ball caught and hammered, and that's Bud Petter on the tackle. And the receiver was Taj Leavell, the senior, who got introduced to Bud Petter pretty quick there, Robert.
He did. Bud hits hard. It's great to see somebody like that, a Petter, carrying on the name here and doing some damage from the backfield.
Gain of 3, so looking at a 3rd and a long 9 for the Mustangs. As we are here inside Eagle Stadium on senior night, 5:55 remaining in the first quarter. Argyle up 14-0. Thank you so much for joining us. Blake Jones with Robert Hudgens and Clark McNulty on the sideline. Thank you for listening or watching on YouTube, however you're taking us in tonight. Screen pass and dumped off as Sauer Doss, running back, gets out to the 31 along the left sideline and brought down that time by Grant Maribal, one of the seniors on senior night. Grant's headed to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and you know what? Hey, I love it. I can't wait to see him there next year as as Ty goes to Oklahoma State up there. We spend the season tickets for football, and we're there every weekend. So it's great to see him. We saw him Sunday morning right before we left in the hotel restaurant. We got to hear that he's going to be coming out there and playing football, so we're super excited about that.
Pretty good gain there on the screen pass. Not enough for a first down, but does get it to the Mustang 32, but it is still 4th and 4, and the Mustangs will punt. And Mustangs are trying to punt, but it's a lateral play and now finally brought down. And no, the ball is out again. Flag down, may have been a legal forward pass, but the play does finally end at the 44 Tackled down by Will Krzyzak, as somehow Justin Murdoch ended up with the football for the Mustangs. We'll see what this flag is, as I thought the ball was down and it would have been a forward pass to extend the play, but Robert looked like the punter didn't have enough time to punt, so instead he tried to turn it into some backyard football game.
Well, it looked like our guys were almost back there to get the deep snap too. So just a lot of confusion, and you just feel for the Creekview Mustangs. Is I don't know if they.
Offensive lineman on the offense.
So the flag was illegal touching, so you can throw the ball, just not to a lineman.
Well, my question with that is, was it tipped by one of the Eagles? And it was okay. So Clark is telling us on sideline it was not tipped, because at that time a lineman could touch it. So just again adding a little bit more injury to insult.
So after all of that, it's a 5-yard penalty, and Argyle will take over with their best starting field possession at the Mustangs' 27-yard line, moving right to left tonight. As Argyle has the wind, and you know we see a lot of Bunnell and a lot of Ferris, but already we're going to get some Preston Slayton at running back for the Eagles. Gailey still the quarterback. He's in shotgun formation with Slayton to his left, now motion, and a forward pass flipped to McGuire Gasperson, who runs left on a jet sweep into the left hash and gains about 7 or 8 down to the 19. So Robert, a freshman, getting the ball, and another junior in the backfield, so a lot of the young players already getting time here in the first quarter.
And you wonder why Argyle is perennially one of the favorites in state. It's because they're able to get these guys a lot of reps.
Gailey back to pass, and over the middle to Pritz, who beats his man on a post route. A 19-yard touchdown from John Gailey to Wayne Pritz, all aboard, another Argyle touchdown.
I'm telling you what, Gailey has a great arm. That was a perfect spiral put in the right place where only Pritz was going to get it. Of course, he didn't need all 6'6" of his, or 6'7" of his height. He just needed the ball put right exactly where he did.
Carter Buxton in for the PAT. Hold is down and secure. Kick is on its way and good. We'll keep it here. As 4:19 remaining in the first quarter, Argyle already up to a 21-0 lead. So Clark, you know, we always do our Chick-fil-A mood on the sideline before the game. Has it changed any? Is there more confidence on the sideline, or is it just a bunch of kids enjoying themselves?
Both. These guys are really confident. They're really enjoying themselves, and you know it's fun when you watch the freshmen and the underclassmen that don't normally get to play, because all these seniors are right here, and they're their biggest supporters. They turn into the student section then, and then when they come off the field, they put their arm around them and tell them what they saw, make any corrections if they need to. It's a great experience down here on the sideline to watch these kids interact with each other.
When you want Argyle spirit wear, go to the team with the biggest and best selection. Go to the OG. Connie Johnson and the crew at A-Town Apparel are the official spirit wear provider for Argyle Athletics. If you're a true Argyle fan, shop with A-Town Apparel, knowing your money is not only supporting a local business, but also supporting Argyle ISD. If you can't find it at the game, talk to the A-Town gang or check out online at atownapparel.com. It's 21-0 Argyle already. They will kick to Creekview, moving from left to right. And kicking off is Carter Buxton with a pretty hefty wind behind him as we see the ball sail over the heads of the returners and into the end zone. So, Robert, this is kind of the game script you wanted as an Argyle fan, to kind of control the game on the ground offensively, and defense has been lights out, hasn't allowed a first down yet.
You're exactly right. I mean, the offense right now is clicking on all cylinders. Already 111 total yards for the night, 59 of that rushing. Gailey is 3 for 4 already, so he's had a very efficient time in passing the ball. It looks like they are doing the things that they need to do in order not just to win this game, but to make sure that they keep it clean.
Page back to pass. Hudson Immaterial has him wrapped up, and Page slips out. Now running to his left, throws off balance to the sideline, incomplete. But Hudson Immaterial untouched on a blitz off of the edge. Surprised Page was able to get out of his grasp.
Very smart play by Page, though, getting out of the pocket, getting rid of the ball, and not taking the sack for what would have been a considerable loss.
See, before the play, Robert, we saw the motion out Doss out of the backfield. With the Argyle pressure tonight, I may want to keep a running back or keep a tight end to help block this Argyle defensive front.
Yeah, there are no chips from the blind side. That's one of the things you would think they'd either pull a tight end, run a too tight set, something there that is going to protect that quarterback, because our guys are getting back there at will.
Hayes Neal is in on the defensive line along with Hunter Sandifer. Brendan Hickman also checks in as we have a timeout by Creekview. As gives us a chance to talk about some of our sponsors. Argyle Dental Associates, trust your smile to the practice that cares, with Dr. Susan Randall and all of the great staff at Argyle Dental Associates, located in the heart of Argyle at 136 Old Town Boulevard North. Dr. Randall has been practicing in Argyle for over 20 years. Expect the comfort you deserve and care you can trust at Argyle Dental Associates. Get more info at SusanRandallDDS.com. Clark, I want to come down to you. In talking with Coach Rogers this week, he said he wanted to dominate the line of scrimmage. Give us that report card. How is the Argyle offense and defensive line doing so far?
I'll tell you what, our offense is doing a phenomenal job. Even when they're outnumbered, they're not getting, the Carrollton defense is not getting tackles for loss. They're stopping the line pretty good, but they have us outnumbered. And even so, they're getting so focused on the inside when we pop it outside, or we pull the RPO and find Wayne Pritz all alone in the end zone. So offensively, it's doing great. And defense, it seems like we're spending more time in their backfield than they are.
Robert, I got a question for you about senior night and coaching adjustments. We'll get to that here after this play. Is Jaden Page all by his lonesome in shotgun? Empty set. Now they do motion a running back next to him as Leavelle joins him to his right. Now it's a pitch to Leavelle going right. Not a lot of room. Has to cut back in and met hard at the 25-yard line. As the second run for Leavelle doesn't go very far, runs into a wall of Argyle Eagles hosted by Rylie Van Poppel and Hudson Immaterio. As let's give them a yard. That's going to make it 3rd and 9 for the Mustangs. Argyle yet to surrender a first down defensively. 3:40 remaining in this first quarter. Argyle leads 21-0 after the Pritz touchdown. Page claps his hands and now looks to the sidelines. Still an empty set. Mustangs going empty a lot here in this first quarter.
Well, I think that they're going to have to try to do something with the passing game. Already been down 21-0. They're going to try to get on the board.
Page claps his hands, gets the snap, throws out to the left flat, and ball dropped. As that is, I thought the ball was dropped, and I think the Argyle defenders thought so as well. Although Trey Johnson kept running up the sideline like he caught it. There's a flag down.
Well, I also think that may have been they were looking and checking to see if that was indeed a backwards pass, fumble, and then advancing the fumble.
Yeah, it was close. From the pass, I didn't know if it was going to be a double pass. Let's check the foul. Illegal block below the waist. Penalty declined, so it was an incomplete pass. Clark, what'd you see down there?
Wide receiver come out and basically try to cut block the cornerback to free up that outside area for that pass, and you really can't do that, and especially since it happened while the ball was in the air.
And so close to that official there on the far side. If you want to commit a penalty, maybe do it maybe in the more middle of the field. As after all of that, we'll go down as an incompletion. 4th and 9, and Creekview will punt as a hurried punt. Reaches about midfield, takes a Creekview bounce, and will roll past the 40. And we'll keep rolling down to the Argyle 37, a 37-yard punt to the 37. 21-0 Argyle, 3:07 remaining in the first quarter. And the question I had for you, Robert, was obviously this is senior night. It's a big night for the seniors, but in a game like this, you do want to get some experience for your younger kids. So where's the balance? So what's the balance between playing your seniors and playing them a lot in the game, but also getting valuable experience for your youngins?
Well, you know what? That's where you don't envy Coach Rogers. Right. But it's nights like this that he knows, hey, listen, the families are here. People are in from out of town to watch. This is an important night for these seniors, so he wants to get them quite a few reps. But also at the same time, he wants to keep them fresh for the playoffs. So I think he can use that excuse if anybody ever asks him, hey, why didn't he play a little bit more? Well, hey, listen, he's going to get to play quite a bit in the playoffs, so it'll be okay.
Slayton rushes ahead for 6, taken down by Harper. Next play is a forward pass, as that is to McGuire Gasperson, the freshman. I say forward pass, it's basically a pitch a yard ahead, as Gasperson gains about 7 to the 49-yard line, taken down by Pickren of the Mustangs. First down for the Eagles, moving right to left. Gailey looking left, but instead hands off to Slayton. Battles ahead for 2. Is met by a whole host of Mustangs, led by Tony Lucia. gain of 2. Will be 2nd and 8 for Argyle. Gailey in the shotgun formation, 3 receivers left. Slayton to his left, a lone tight end. Chris Munster, another freshman, as the tight end to the right side.
The way these linebackers are crowding up and cheating up, it'd be perfect for just a slant route, but it doesn't look like we need to do that. We can run the ball at will.
Slayton running behind, that's a new running back. Jack Teller running around Chris Munster along the right side. Gain of about 8 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1, tackled by Trey Johnson, who's having to play both sides of the ball here tonight. 3rd and 1 for the Argyle Eagles, now into Mustang territory at the 42. Gailey back to pass, looking left, throws. Ball caught by McGuire Gasperson across the 40 and taken down at the 37 for an Argyle first down, tackled by Cameron Pickering. And Robert, that's important. You need the passing game to get some of these short yardage situations. You can't just always rely on the passing game. Nice pitch and catch there between Gailey and Gasperson.
Right, you got to mix it up every once in a while and keep the, you don't want to put too much on film for the playoffs, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're doing the right things.
Gasperson again, a catch along the left sideline, works his way to the 22-yard line. That's a gain of 20 for the freshman. So a nice little connection here between the junior and the freshman. That tackle by Dravion Harper. As Argyle moving quick again, Gasperson in motion, fakes the jet sweep. Gailey back to pass, looking left, and throws a jump ball for Chris Munster along the left sideline, but ball over his head, incomplete. Good coverage there by the Mustangs.
That's just a second incompletion.
Lavalace, yeah. As Gailey and the receivers have had a really strong connection tonight.
That's one thing. Gailey, he's taken a majority of the reps at quarterback. I know they had the quarterback by committee, but these last 2 games, Gailey has always been exclusive, and I think you can see that. His timing with these receivers is getting better and better with each snap.
We got a flag down and a false start on the offense. So 2nd and 10 turns to 2nd and 15. 1:06 on the clock in the first quarter. Argyle with a 21-0 lead. This game being quarterbacked by John Gailey. He's gotten every series so far. He's back in shotgun formation. We're going to have another false start. Or maybe a snap infraction, Clark tells us.
I can tell you that no matter what the score is, that Todd Rogers is not happy with the lack of focus that we're seeing right now. This will get cleaned up.
So 2nd and 10 to 2nd and 15, now 2nd and 20, back to the 32 of the Mustangs. Gailey now hands off to Slayton. Slayton burrows inside, past the 30, and put the ball right at the 30. So gain of 2 for Preston Slayton. It'll be 3rd and long for the Eagles.
Right now, we're not even finished with the first quarter, and Argyle is already at 174 total yards. So
Gailey looking for 200, throw the post route, overthrown. As Chris Munster had a little bit of separation on the post route, had beaten his man Lavalace, but ball overthrown. Clark, do you think that was that heavy wind we talked about in the pregame?
I think that it did affect it some, yes, because he's not throwing this ball as hard as I've seen him throw, and the wind is just carrying it high.
Yeah, the flag's moving pretty swiftly here at Eagle Stadium. As Argyle deciding whether they want to punt or kick a field goal. As this will be a 47-yard field goal off of the right leg of Carter Buxton. And like we mentioned on the previous pass, this will be wind aided. Let's see if he can get it there. Buxton, kick on the way, end over end, doesn't look like he has enough, and it's going to be returned by Carrollton Creekview. Ball out to the 15 along the left sideline, has a wall to the 30, jukes a man, and now pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Ball pushed out by Colton Rockmore, but good return by Creekview all the way out to the 36. Now, had they let it drop, they get the ball where it was snapped in high school. So gained about 4 yards there, so I guess you could say a good decision.
Well, is that truly a case? It is an attempt. They would kick off to them. Sorry, not to correct, but seeing that was a kick, if we would have let it drop, it would have been a dead ball, and we would have been kicking off to them. Or is it because of the missed field goal? You know what? You are right. I am wrong. I will be quiet.
Slightly confused, but I think we got it all figured out. Mustang football at the 35. Yeah, I'll take that out.
Oh, yes.
Ball passed out to the right flat, and the ball dropped by Trey Johnson. As you can see, Creekview trying to get the ball to the outside. As Johnson was running a little bubble route here along the right sideline. Ball incomplete. I believe it hit him right in the face mask.
You know, just not knowing what's going to happen whenever he catches that ball, probably heard some footsteps coming his way, and took his eye off real quick to look downfield and hit him in the face mask.
And we talked about the wind. Maybe the wind is pushing that ball around a little bit. 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs, moving left to right from their own 35-yard line. Jaden Page by himself in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers right. We'll throw to one of those 3, and that's Trey Johnson. Little hook route in the middle of the field, and falls down on his own at the 38-yard line. A gain of 3 will bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs.
They are very willing to let Caden Yates get back in that backfield as quick as possible to release that slot receiver on that side.
And that'll do it for our first quarter of action. As a great start for your Argyle Eagles as they lead the Creekview Mustangs 21-0. You're listening to Argyle Eagles football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
The real estate station, owned by longtime Argyle residents Dave and Kathy Salisbury, has been around since 1986 and was the first real estate office to be established in Argyle. The real estate station provides full office support, in-house marketing, and an experienced sales team consisting of agents who live in and know the Argyle area. Whether you are buying, selling, or leasing, they are ready to serve you. Supporting Argyle ISD for over 15 years, they are proud to be a district-level Eagle partner again this year. And they were chosen to be Argyle ISD's real estate advisors. The real estate station, they are your hometown real estate experts.
Updating your home is too important to do alone. The Design House of Denton has designers and experts on staff who want to help. Whether it's simply new flooring or having an entire wing of your home remodeled, the Design House has a full spectrum of services for any size idea you have. They care about you and your home both during and after your project. My wife and I know this from personal experience. Now it's time to see for yourself. Go see the friendly staff at their gorgeous showroom located just outside Golden Triangle Mall at 2303 Colorado Boulevard. The Design House of Denton, locally owned and proud members of Argyle Eagle Nation.
Welcome to Eagle Stadium here on senior night in Argyle, Texas, where the Eagles lead the Mustangs 21-0. We are at the start of the second quarter. The Mustangs with the football moving right to left. Snap back, Page under a little bit of duress, fires the ball out. Ball caught along the right sideline. I believe this is the first down for the Mustangs on a gain of 17. Brought down by Rockamore, and that ball caught by Ben File.
Jaden Page, great pass out to File there, and just right on the money, right where he's supposed to be, sat back in the zone. Our defense did, and he was able to find the hole.
Mustangs across the 50 for the first time tonight. Really committing to this empty backfield. As now Trey Johnson moves to Page's left, now right, now back left. He'll figure it out here in a sec. Page claps, gets the snap, now hands to Johnson. Johnson running right, being chased by Caden Yates, gets around him all the way down to about the Argyle 37. So pretty good gain there on first down for the Mustangs, pushed out of bounds by Colton Rockamore. But Johnson does gain about 6 to the Argyle 39.
Now, what you saw with Caden Yates at that time, he did overcommit, turn those shoulders, and that allowed the running back to get outside of him and get that edge. So I think one of the things they'll be talking to him now is, hey, listen, stay down the line of scrimmage, take him out wide, use that sideline as your, and if you can do anything, bring it back to the middle where you got help.
2nd and 4. Mustangs moving here on this drive. As Doss joins Page in the backfield. Doss now with the carry up the middle. Now moves right and met hard. As a tackle like that seemed to be like Grant Mariball, but in fact it was Caden Yates. So made up for a little bit on the last play. Met Doss in the hole and stopped him just short of a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Mustangs.
That's one of those tackles by Caden Yates that he'll be thinking about later. That's also one of those tackles that the running back will be thinking about later.
Yeah, I know Clark could hear it from field level. We'll check in with him after this play. 3rd and 1.
Heck, we could hear it up here in the press box.
I think you're right. 3rd and 1, empty set for the Mustangs. Page back, claps, snap receive, looking right, throws right to the right sideline. Ball nearly intercepted but dropped at the 30. Stepping in front of that pass was Colton Rockamore, and Robert, I think he saw the end zone.
There was a lot of green in front of him, able to look, seeing what was going to happen there, reading that route, and just missed it by that much.
Jaden Kelly running a curl that Rockamore read and almost had a pick 6 on senior night. 4th and 1, no hesitation here. Mustangs are going to go for this one. Got a whistle stopping play, and I think they were just going to respot the ball. 10:38 remaining in the first half. Argyle leads 21-0. Mustangs moving, though, at the Argyle 36, 4th and 1. Doss to the right of Page. Doss gets the carry, jukes left, then right, and past the 35 for a first down and drug down at the 33. So first third down conversion for the Mustangs. The tackle that time by Caden Yates. So Yates has been active on this drive, Robert.
He has. That's one of the things is they are getting to the second level right now and giving Caden some opportunity to get the plays. Our defensive linemen got to stay home, got to stay there and take up a lot of space.
Yates, the senior, playing well on senior night. It's a first down for the Mustangs from the Argyle 33. Page back to pass, 3-step drop, fires it up the right sideline, jump ball, and caught by the Mustangs. And we'll see if he was carried into the end zone or not. Still no signal, but we do have a foul as some words were exchanged.
I think you're going to see taunting, and possibly, unfortunately, our guy did push the wide receiver.
A touchdown for the Mustangs, 34-yard touchdown. Nice pitch and catch by the Mustangs. And we'll see what this penalty is all about. Just some emotions flaring here. Yeah, it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct just on the offense. So this will be a long PAT. Touchdown does stand. That touchdown, Nick Jackson for the Mustangs.
That just
the yardage will go actually on the kickoff. PAT here from the 3, and we're going to have a false start as everyone moved but the center. As a swinging gate look almost for the Mustangs. So we'll see if they decide to kick or go for it from the 8-yard line. Actually, let's give that touchdown to Jaden Kelly, the sophomore receiver. So nice pitch and catch between Page and Kelly. Puts the Mustangs on the board. As after the snap infraction or false start, looks like the Mustangs will kick from the 8-yard line.
Maybe it has something to do with the wind, Blake. I mean, these guys start going with the wind, and he looks like Dan Marino out here.
Diego Jimenez in to kick the PAT for the Mustangs, and Jimenez didn't have a ball to kick as the holder fumbled it. Ben File and had to pick it up and run with it and brought down by a whole host of Eagles, but Jimenez was, I think he kicked it air.
Yeah, poor guy there. That's how you pull a hammy when you're a kicker. When you kick and there's nothing there. But I know the holder there had the fear of God as he saw about 5 or 6 black shirts descending upon him pretty quickly.
Parker Phillips brings down File, and no point after the touchdown for the Mustangs. So it keeps it at 21-6. And Robert, let's finish up the first quarter sponsors before moving on to the second.
Well, we certainly will, because these people are cool sponsors. We definitely want to give them some shout-outs. Argyle Dental, Billy Klein and DFW Door Repair, Justin Ray over at Jostens, JB Warranties, and the sponsors, of course, of our pregame show, Joe and Tina Bartram at LHM Financial Corporation. Thank you guys so much for making this broadcast possible.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Blake Jones alongside Robert Hudgens, Clark McNulty on the sideline, Jack Brown producing and engineering, Eric Capper spotting. And I want to give a special shout out to the Talon crew, who's helped us with all the home games tonight, directed and advised by Stacy Short. The crew captains, Ashley Henderson and Sam Mykel. Field cam, Sam Mykel, Ashley Henderson, and Nissi Brooks. Running the main camera, not tonight, but all season, Rylie McCullough. Camera direction, Ashley Henderson, Stacy Short, and Elijah Ward. Game day graphics, Alex Moeller, and highlights, Rylie Halk. Thanks to all these students helping out the broadcast, making us look and sound good on YouTube, on the Talon's YouTube page. So thanks to Mrs. Short organizing all of this, and it's really become a neat tool for a lot of people to watch some of these games.
It is, now that my son's graduated. Here, we'll get to it in just a second.
Ball kicked off and received by Devin Owen. Thinks about running left and instead runs right across the field. Has some room across the 50 to the 40 and tripped up at the 35. Brought down by Terrell Owens. But Devin Owen, a 32-yard return that started a little closer to midfield due to the unsportsmanlike conduct. And Robert Argyle made him pay. They have great field possession.
So T.O. brought him down. Terrell Owens brought him down. That's pretty interesting. No, Devin Devin did a great job of using the blockers that he had, but you know what? Devin is just one fast individual. So being able to get across that, hey, now Argyle, we're going to see they've got the best field position they've had. They may not have to deal with it when it may just use their running game to push it in.
Argyle's best field position of the night starts at the Creekview 35-yard line. New quarterback in. That's Alex Moeller, who does the graphics for the Talon. Here he is playing quarterback. Play action fake to Preston Slayton. Now looks and fires right. Ball caught at the 25-yard line by Gasperson. And that's going to be a 10-yard gain, first down. As Clark, you love you some Gasperson, huh? The freshman.
Future.
Moeller back in shotgun, hands to Slayton, running behind the left guard. And tumbles ahead to the 21-yard line. Gain of 4.
The one thing I would say with Moeller, it's great. I'm interested to see. I haven't seen him play very much this year, but to see how his eyes track and his progression and his passes.
Gasperson in motion, now receives the jet sweep. And that forward pass will go for a couple down to the 18-yard line. Want to get some of these new offensive linemen in. Carter Wilson in at left guard. At right tackle is Randy Good, who big Call of Duty player from what I hear. Dwight Longley in at left guard. I'll get you the rest here momentarily as Moeller checks the sideline. Preston Slayton to his right. 3 receivers out to the right. 1 tight end to the left. Moeller with the snap, hands off to Slayton, running around left end, bounces it outside, past the 15 and pushed out of bounds near the 13. 2 flags fly as pushed out of bounds by Lavalace. And it's going to be a holding on the Eagles, so that'll come back 10 yards.
Again, it's going to be the attention to detail. There will be a lot of watching of the video of this game, no matter what the final score is. You know they're going to want to try to clean all of this up because this won't be the last game that a lot of these lesser experienced players play because they'll see probably quite a bit of action in the playoffs.
Got a timeout. Got a banged up Mustang. Gives us a chance to run down some of our second quarter sponsors.
Well, definitely very supportive of us here at Argyle Broadcasting is Shelly Black at Salon 377, Argyle Rehab Chiropractic, Bill Utter Ford, Emily Holt and Argyle Party and Gift, Brian and Shelly Stone over at Shout Out Promotions, Wise Health Emergency Center and Eye Care Urgent Care, Rich McDowell with Synergy One Lending, Northern Texas Facial and Oral Surgery, our very, very good friend Marge Bunn over at the Snooty Pig, Lamar National Bank, Brian Knatzer at Cardinal Financial, Preferred Climate Solutions, and the sponsor of our halftime show you can hear coming up is Brian McClarty at 407 Barbecue. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done to make this broadcast possible tonight.
You know, typically we like to have our chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A. Kenny Arthur, who brings sandwiches up in the press box, but Clark goes for the barbecue sandwich from 407 Barbecue. That's his play before the game.
Was that in a bag too? I didn't see that, or did Clark already eat them all?
Clark hogged it. He hogged all the barbecue. We never get any barbecue, Clark.
Well, you know what? I can't blame him. That 407 Barbecue is good stuff.
Very good. 3rd and 13 for the Eagles, back in action, moving left to right. Moeller back to pass, and ball thrown left and short. Ball bounced in to Gasperson along the left sideline. That's going to bring up 4th and long. As in the first quarter, the Eagles had the wind, attempted a long field goal, but here against the wind, I doubt they do, as the offense is staying on the field on 4th and 13 from the Mustang 28.
Yeah, I think one of the things they're just going to get these. They need these types of reps, these type of stress situations for these younger players.
Trips right, Moeller with Slayton in the backfield. Moeller throwing the fade along the right side and short. That ball may have hit the wind up there as that falls incomplete and a turnover on downs for the Eagles.
Unfortunately for Moeller there, he was throwing directly off of his back foot. That's something that no quarterback can do because usually he's lucky that ball was not picked off.
As the Mustang offense takes the field, got a new defensive line in for the Eagles. Logan Gregory, Darian Doyle, and Brendan Hickman up front. I still see Devin Owen in the secondary. Hudson Immaterio in at linebacker along with Bud Petters. So sprinkle in a couple starters here as the Mustang possession starts on the 28-yard line. Page receives the pass, is going to throw deep along the right sideline. Ball intercepted. Micah Roberts with the interception as Page threw a jump ball between Roberts and his man Jarian Smith. And on that one, Micah Roberts comes away with it.
You know what? It actually wasn't a bad pass from Page there. It was put there, but unfortunately, he was looking for his wide receiver, who probably was maybe a little bit faster than he thought, to actually come back to the ball and hold up just a little bit. But lucky for us, Michael Roberts was Johnny on the spot with the great interception there.
Love to see your DB high point the football. Didn't let the ball come down, didn't let the receiver fight for it. Micah Roberts used all of his 6'2" frame to go up and grab that football.
Yes,
Eagles possession starts at their own 40. Slayton with a handoff, working his way to the right to the 46-yard line, off right tackle. That's the 5th run for Preston Slayton. Goes for 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 for the Eagles.
Preston already at 27 yards here tonight. You know what? He's already averaging over 4 yards a carry.
Moeller claps his hand, hands off to Slayton again off right tackle, and plunges forward across midfield. That's going to be a first down, brought down at the Mustang 48 by Pickren. And Argyle getting in a groove here, got a first down. 7:46 remaining in the first half, 21-6 Argyle.
I think these are the type of reps you're going to need. It'd be nice to see them sit down, see if they can command the line of scrimmage like they did earlier on, and get these guys some good rushing yards.
Slayton again along the right side. Bounces off one tackle, cannot bounce off the second, brought down after a yard. Pickren on the tackle.
Again, these young linemen, they just need to know that they got to get lower. I look out there and I see big offensive lineman Tyler Roberts, who goes 6'8", 285. He needs to be taking 2 and 3 guys out at a time.
Took a guy out there. Slayton runs behind Roberts. Good gain, about 7 to the Mustang 41. Brings up 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Running clock, under 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Moeller with Slayton to his right. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Moeller holds things, checks the sideline. Now Slayton moves to his left. Moeller claps again, now to Slayton running right. Off right tackle, met hard by 2 or 3 Mustangs. Did his best just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And brought down by Deems of Creekview. And on 4th and short, looks like Argyle will punt.
Yep, again, just need to get some good quality reps. And Creekview came to play tonight. Just because they're down 21-6 right now, this is still a game in their eyes, and they are making every rep count.
Johnson back for the punt for Argyle. A rugby kick off of the foot of Trey Batson, rolls down inside the 5. Someone needs to stop it. Let's see if Argyle rescued it as the ball almost rolled into the end zone, but saved and secured. As give credit to Caden Yates for stopping that ball rolling into the end zone. It's a 36-yard punt, and the Mustangs will be backed up deep in their own territory. But Clark, that's great hustle by the special forces. Hats off to Caden Yates saving that ball from going in the end zone.
Oh, absolutely, and it was really, really close. But he managed to get there in time and get it back and pin the Mustangs back up against their own end zone. So I'm smelling a safety here.
Okay, Clark has called it. Their last play from scrimmage, the Mustangs threw an interception. Things don't get any brighter here as they will begin this possession. Officials have originally marked it at the 5. Now he walked back. No, it's still going to remain at the 5. Has had some sorting out to do, but I think we're just about ready to go. The Mustangs will start with the ball on the 5-yard line on the left hash. 95 yards to go for a score. 5:56 remaining in the first half of this one on senior night at Eagle Stadium. Page hands it off. That's Doss. Doss runs into 4 Eagles in the middle of the field, close to a first down. Brought down by Garrett Westrom. And they will give him a first down, gain of 10.
Kind of interesting there. Hudson Imatero actually came up behind him and gave him a little push, which in this case probably gave him an extra 2.5 yards on that carry.
Some magic is going to have to happen if Clark is going to get his safety he called.
I was wondering which one of our safeties was he smelling back there.
No telling. Probably Westrom. Page, running back. Now fakes the bubble screen, hands up the middle. That's Doss. He's met. I see a Petter, as well as Brendan Hickman. The duo brings down the ball carrier, and back to the original line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd and 10.
Hey, if I could real quick, Blake, give a couple of shout-outs here, if I may. First of all, want to give a big shout-out to the lovely Argyle Baking Company who delivered us some really cool cookies this afternoon. Real quick, and then also Josh Chapa texted us in, said he's listening from Nashville, Tennessee.
It's a Chapa.
It's a Chapa.
Gain of 6 on the pass out to the right. Ball caught by Jaden Kelly. And I believe Hickman and Petter again with the tackle. Maybe Darren Doyle in there as well. 3rd and 4 for the Mustangs. Page looking at the sideline as an empty set. Mustangs working right to left. They have the wind here in the 2nd quarter. Page claps, receives the ball, looking left, goes to the left, and ball intercepted! It's going to be a pick 6 by Thomas Irwin, the sophomore.
It almost looked as if they maybe saw that a couple of times on film and knew exactly where they needed to be and when.
All aboard a defensive score. The sophomore Thomas Irwin steps in front of the pass and returns it 24 yards for 6 for the Eagles.
Luckily, he saw green in front of him and actually did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, there you go, Clark. You get your 3 safeties, a little bit of math, and celebrations had on the Argyle sideline. You know, this night is about the seniors, Robert, but you know, with these young kids getting playing time, it's always neat to see the freshmen and sophomores make plays, and that's a huge moment for the sophomore Thomas Irwin right there.
You know, it really is, and it just goes to show that each one of these kids, doesn't matter how young they are, you know, with this, they're getting in and they're getting quality time in playing these games, and you know, it's great to see an underclassman step up and do exactly what he was supposed to do in that instance.
After a penalty, the shortened PAT is up and good. And with 4:08 remaining, Argyle now leads this one 28-6. You're listening to Argyle Eagles football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
407 Barbecue is a proud supporter of the Argyle Eagles. Named the very best barbecue in all of DFW several times over, 407 Barbecue offers an array of award-winning smoked meats, including mouth-watering brisket and rib. If you're brave enough, try to tackle on your own Spudzilla. No plate is complete without one of their world-famous sides either. And don't get out the door until you round out your trip with a bowl of Grandma's Banana Pudding. 407 Barbecue is family-owned and operated by your neighbors right here in Argyle. See their menu and catering options online at 407bbq.com or see for yourself at I-35W exit 407. 407 Barbecue.
Hello, Eagles fans. This is Pastor Rick Williamson from Argyle United Methodist Church. I want to invite all youth, 6th to 12th grade, to join us for Sunday Night Live, known as SNL, our youth worship service. There will be dinner, games, and worship. So youth, come on out Sunday nights from 5:30 to 8 to Argyle United Methodist Church. For more information, check us out at www.argyleumc.org. Enjoy the game. Go Eagles!
"28-6 here is your score on senior night at Eagles Stadium. Eagles kicking off after the pick 6. Mustangs let the ball dribble to the 20 and finally picked up by Jarian Smith, working his way left to right and is tackled at the middle of the field by Nathaniel Bruce, a freshman. So a lot of freshmen and sophomores getting some playing time, but also, Robert, making an impact.
They are. You know what's great is they're getting in there and they're making the most. I think the best thing these guys could do is you know, relish every second they have tonight on this field, but also get as many seconds on film that they can to show these coaches, hey, I'm ready for this next step and this opportunity.
So a loss of 6 on the return. As no miscommunication on Argyle defense. I don't think they were lined up. Pass along the right sideline will go for about 14 yards. And tackle by Thomas Irwin. So got the pick 6, then tackle on back-to-back plays. And that's going to be a first down all the way up to the 30-yard line for the Mustangs. Gain of about 14.
Yeah, unfortunately, that side, the cornerback wasn't ready to be out there on the field. He was running out, and they found the guy that was open.
A bubble screen out left, caught by Johnson and quickly wrapped up by several Eagles, led by Garrett Westrom. As Clark, I don't know if you picked up on this, but getting a little chippy in the secondary. As with 3:12 remaining, Mustang football, 28-6. Argyle with the lead. Page with Doss to his right. Takes the snap, drops back. It's a screen to Doss. Has a little room. Chased by Immaterio. Bounces out to the right to the numbers and dragged down at the 37-yard line. Is eventually tackled by Immaterio after a pickup of 7.
It's impressive to see that this line actually has they have the wherewithal to actually stay back, because I was looking for an illegal man downfield.
3rd and 3 for the Mustangs. Page hands off to Doss. Doss fakes left, now runs to the right, off right tackle, and drugged down by 3 Argyle Eagles, led by Hudson Immaterio, but not after the Mustangs gained a first down to the Mustang 41-yard line. So, Robert, we've seen moments where the Mustang offense gets into a routine.
You know what? Just because it looks like they probably run the ball pretty well every week, and just with our younger guys that we have out there, they're making good use of this time and getting good plays in. Like
Page fires it up the right sideline. Ball caught by Jaden Kelly, the sophomore, all the way up to the Argyle 27-yard line. 34-yard connection between Page and Kelly. Nice contested catch by the sophomore as Mustangs want to go fast. Hand off to Doss up the middle and drugged down. That time right in the middle of the field by Brendan Hickman. Brings up 2nd and 8 for the Mustangs.
That's the second big catch that he has had. I mean, he's had only 2 receptions for 50 yards already this evening. So, they're probably going to go back to that well a few more times.
Ball up to the Argyle 25 under the 2-minute mark of the first half. As Page nearly throws another interception, but out of the hands of an Eagle into the hands of a Mustang. And Trey Johnson up the right sideline scores from 24 yards out.
It's just being at the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, our guy made the commitment to jump that route. When you do that, if you do not catch it or it does not hit the ground, you're wide open for that to happen.
That was Cooper Slayton on the outside that had a chance in an interception, but Clark, you don't see that a lot. A tip pass by the DB ends up in the hands of the receiver, and the receiver takes it 25 yards. Another swinging gate look as Johnson takes it from under center and tries to extend it out right to the numbers and is swarmed as that play goes backwards on the PAT. So Mustangs has scored twice tonight, neither without a point after the touchdown. And with 1:37 remaining, Argyle leads this one 28-12. Let's take a break and come back. This is the Argyle Eagle football brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
Park Place is proud to support Argyle High School and all you Eagles fans out there. You deserve to feel like a winner, whether you're cheering on your favorite team or shopping for your new favorite car. And at Park Place Lexus Grapevine and Jaguar Land Rover DFW, you'll enjoy a fully customized luxury dealership experience that'll make you feel like the MVP. So head over to your nearest Park Place dealership or visit parkplace.com and see what makes them the experts in excellence.
Buying or selling a home is likely your greatest investment. Lori Jacobson and the Legacy Group believe in making the process easy and simple for your family. Whether you're moving into your forever home in Argyle, need help remodeling or staging, or are a first-time buyer, Lori's dedicated to making sure all of her clients walk away from the transaction satisfied. She has a saying that you walk in as a client, but you leave as a friend. So it's no secret why she's been named Best Real Estate Agent by D Magazine yet again. Lori Jacobson encourages all the Argyle Eagles to leave a legacy both on and off the field. Go Eagles.
28-12 is your score. Mustangs kicking the ball off to the Argyle Eagles into the hands of JJ Fun 19. Jaquan Felton running left to right to the numbers, spins and drags down. Drug down at the 44-yard line after a 20-yard return on the kickoff. And while we have second, let's pause for 10 seconds and let stations identify themselves. This is Argyle Eagle football.
This is Luke Feely with the Black Hills State University basketball team and Argyle High School class of 2018. This broadcast is being brought to you by Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
28-12 is your score here. 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Argyle with the ball, looking to put up a few more points before the first half horn, as Alex Moeller is your quarterback. Running back next to him is Watson Bell, freshman, as the snap almost sailed over Moeller's head, but we have a whistle, and it's going to be a false start, as a lot of new faces on the offense here on this possession, including a kid that I want to hear Clark talk about here in just a moment. As false start on the offense makes it 1st and 15 from the Argyle 39. Clark, tell me about number 45 down there.
I'm telling you what, Max Bland, he is such a great kid, just a tremendous athlete, and I'm so grateful to see him making his varsity debut tonight.
Max Bland playing tight end. Bell with the handoff, fakes left, now runs right, out to the numbers, past the 50 to the 40, and pushed out of bounds that time by Dravian Harper. A really solid gain for Bell, down to the Mustang 37-yard line.
You like to see him get it out there and bust out and actually capture that edge. You know, great block out there by the right side.
Yeah, credit Randy Good, creating some room for Bell. And Gasperson now in the jet sweep, takes it left, off left tackle, and drug down at the 30-yard line by Justin Murdoch. Gasperson getting a lot of work on that jet sweep.
You know, Gasperson, he's definitely got the speed out there, definitely got the hands. So it's good to see him coming across the middle like this, putting a little bit more out there for future teams to think about.
Watson Bell still the running back to the right of Alex Moeller. Max Bland still in at tight end. Randy Good at right tackle. Gasperson again, jet sweep, but they fake that. Handoff to Bell, running left, behind the left guard, and swarmed near the first down marker. I believe he has enough at the Mustang 27, as he is drugged down by Caleb Hernandez. And that will be a first down for the Eagles.
Great job of keeping his legs moving the sticks.
44 seconds remaining. Argyle with a 1st and 10. Handoff to Bell, running right, and captured around the shoulder pads and drugged down by Destine Deans. Gain of 3. Argyle trying to hurry. 30 seconds on the clock before the first half. Moeller claps, receives, play action to Bell, now throws right. Ball caught by Gasperson at the 15, drugged down at the 14. That will be a first down for the Eagles, which stops the clock at 22 seconds.
Great job of McGuire Gasperson right there, sitting down in that zone. He had no one within 5 yards of him.
And Argyle will call a timeout to settle things down. Well, Clark, you got a good vantage point down there. You get to watch the receivers and secondary play out. What do you like so far on this drive for Argyle?
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing is that they're keeping the defense on its toes and keeping those linebackers crashing towards the middle by running up the middle. But then, just like that last pass to Gasperson, we see that we're softening up the outside, and we really need to get a score here because with Carrollton, I mean they have quick strike ability. We want to make our lead just a little bit bigger going into halftime with Carrollton receiving this kick in the second half.
22 seconds before the half. If you're sitting at home watching or listening, don't go anywhere at halftime. Stay with us for the 407 Barbecue halftime show. Really good player spotlight this week with seniors Hunter Sandifer and Landon Ferris. We got the Argyle ISD Eagle update with Pam Arrington and Laura Trubenbach. Got an out-of-town scoreboard with Stephen Bartolotta, Poppy, and stats from the first half and the Rapid Med keys to the second. That coming your way in 22 seconds as Argyle leading Carrollton Creekview 28-12, but knocking on the doorstep here on the Mustang 14, 1st and 10 for the Eagles, being captained by Alex Moeller right now. Moeller with a fade to the right side to Max Bland, he drops the touchdown. That's one of those where the ball is it's probably too big to catch. Clark, you were right there. How big were his eyes on that play?
He would have had to make a good shoestring catch, but I'm pretty sure he's going to dream about that one tonight.
Absolutely, as Max Bland at tight end left all alone. Ball may have hit a little of that wind, but Max is probably going to tell you he should have had that one. Brings up 2nd and 10, but nice connection there between Moeller and Bland. They had that one. The play would have worked.
Having an affinity for tight ends, but since both of my boys played that position here,
Moeller play action.
Hurt for him with that.
Looking to the right, and Gasperson drops it. Ball would have been caught around the 5-yard line. Gasperson trying to make a move before he caught the football. And now Argyle staring at a 3rd and 10 with 14 seconds left.
You know, I think it's you just hope these guys aren't getting a little bit ahead of themselves, knowing that they're down so close and can score. Guys, fundamentals, watch it in your hands. Do what you need to do.
Play action to Watson Bell. Moeller now looking to the post and a Halk back in the middle of the field. Gasperson makes up for the drop and catches the 14-yard touchdown, and Argyle all aboard right before the first half. 9 seconds remaining on the clock. Increases their lead, 34-12.
Of course, give credit to McCullough and to Gasperson there. Great job there. But also, let's give credit to Coach Gregory, the offensive coordinator, for going back to his same receiver that just dropped one, having faith in him.
PAT is good. And while we have a second, let's take a timeout. Argyle leading 35-12 over Creekview. This is Eagle Football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
Preferred Climate Solutions proudly supports our Argyle Eagles. We have over 17 years of experience with portable heating and cooling systems all across the great state of Texas. Preferred Climate Solutions provides great customer service and quick response times in a variety of applications. Visit our website at preferredclimatesolutions.com and see what we can do. PCS provides the best on-the-spot cooling and heating products in the industry. Let's go, Eagles!
This year, as our Argyle Eagles build on the continued legacy of success, our Papa John's family is here to help step up your pizza game. The North Lake Papa John's is your locally owned and operated pizza shop right here in your backyard. Step up your dinner plans this week with any one of our specialty pizzas, papadillas, wings, and desserts. This season, get 25% off your order by using the coupon code EAGLES23. It is the perfect way to celebrate an Argyle win tonight. Enjoy the game and go Eagles. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Covered at the 31 by the Mustangs with 9 seconds remaining in this first half. 14-yard touchdown between Moeller and Gasperson. Increase the Argyle lead to 35-12 here on senior night in Argyle, as the Mustangs take over at the 32-yard line. The Mustang 32, and hard to believe they'll do anything but hand it off here and try to get to the locker room. As Page hands off to Doss. Doss running right and being drugged down by a couple of Eagles led by Logan Gregory and Grant Westrom, and that will do it for the first half. And let's head down to Clark McNulty, who is standing by with head coach Todd Rogers.
Yes, sir, Coach. 35-12 in the first half. You must be pleased with that. The question I want to ask is on senior night. You've got a lot of youth out there right now, plus you've got your seniors. How hard is that to balance as a coach?
It's very difficult. If you're a senior starter, you don't get to play very much. But we have lots of really good kids on our team. We've gone through the whole explanation of it already, and the kids are, totally bought in. They want to do whatever's best for the team, and they want to get out there and make their contribution. So it's been fun. We've talked about it.
Well, it seems like you guys really are dominating the line of scrimmage in this game. You have a defensive touchdown. You've made some pretty big plays on special teams as well. All phases of the game looking pretty good for you tonight?
Yeah, we had some, low-performing series right there, but they kind of cleaned it up and got it blocked right, and we were able to go down and score right there. So it put a lot of confidence going into halftime.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Great job, Clark.
Thank you, Clark. Yeah, that was a great job, Clark. I don't know if you get enough credit on this broadcast, but you're the straw that stirs this drink.
He is the Wichita. It's a big straw.
All right, let's move into our 4:07 barbecue halftime show. A lot to get into in this halftime show. Coming up after the break is the player spotlight. You're not going to want to miss this one. Chatted with a couple really good kids and seniors on this team, and that's up on your way next in the 4:07 barbecue halftime show. As the Argyle Eagles lead the Carrollton Creekview Mustangs 35-12, the 4:07 barbecue halftime show is next.
Looking for a place to host your next event? With 25 flexible event spaces, Embassy Suites Denton Convention Center can handle everything from business meetings to family celebrations, ranging in sizes from 10 to 1,000 guests. We also offer catering. Embassy Suites Denton Convention Center, proud Argyle Eagles athletic supporters, is located at 3100 Town Center Trail in Denton. Give our award-winning Embassy Suites a call for a quote today at 940-243-3799. Go Eagles.
A trusted community staple for over 15 years, Rapid Med Urgent Care provides you and your family with personalized minor emergency care. Checkups to cuts, broken bones, vaccinations, rapid COVID testing, allergy testing and treatment, physicals, and even state-of-the-art concussion treatment. We do it all. Walk-ins are welcome or visit rapidmed.com. Find a time that works for you, book your video or in-person visit today. Rapid Med Urgent Care, hometown emergency care doctors with Texas-sized hearts and proud supporters of our Argyle Eagles.
Welcome inside the 407 Barbecue halftime show where Argyle leads Creekview 35-12 here at Eagle Stadium in Argyle on senior night. A quick look at some of the first half stats. Argyle leading the way in total yardage, 254 to 170 for Creekview. 13 first downs to 7, Argyle with the advantage. Through the air, Creekview actually has more than Argyle, 160 to 123. A couple long connections from Creekview has boosted that number. On the ground, though, it's all Argyle, 131 to 10 for the Eagles. Penalties about the same, 3 for Argyle and 2 for Creekview in a fast-moving first half. As John Gailey, 6 of 9 in the first half, 94 yards and touchdown. Alex Moeller, 4 of 6 for 29 yards. Rushing, R.J. Bunnell, 3 for 42. Preston Slayton getting most of the workload in the first half, 10 carries for 41 yards. Watson Bell, 3 carries, 24 yards. Landon Ferris, 5 for 17. And McGuire Gasperson, 1 for 7. Receiving, Will Krzyzak, 2 receptions, 52 yards. Gasperson, 6 catches for 49 yards, a lot on that jet sweep, which counts as a forward pass. Wayne Pritz, 1 for 19, and that 19 was a 19-yard touchdown. And Landon Ferris, 1 for 3. Although I think they've shorted Gasperson a touchdown as he scored that final one for the Eagles. But we'll get you more totals here later on in the halftime show. But first up, let's get you to that player spotlight segment as we caught up with Argyle senior running back Landon Ferris and Argyle senior defensive lineman Hunter Sandifer. As always, you can catch this on the Argyle Eagles Nest podcast. But here it is in the halftime show. Here is our player spotlight segment. All right, time now for the Rapid Med Player Spotlight of the week, and I'm seated with 2 seniors on the team, Hunter Sandifer and Landon Ferris. Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Doing great. Thanks for your time. College plans. Let's start with Hunter.
I'm going to try to go play baseball somewhere.
Oh, okay. You're a baseball guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Getting recruited anywhere?
Yeah, a few schools.
Okay.
Still deciding where I want to go.
Yeah, no need to rush, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Landon?
I want to go to TCU and study business.
Okay. Got it all mapped out?
Yes, sir.
Football part of the plan, or?
It used to be, but I kind of want to just start something new after high school.
Okay.
Just kind of restart.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. You said business. So growing up, did you always picture yourself as a businessman?
No, actually, I wanted to be an eye doctor that did LASIK surgery.
Okay.
Which is really specific, but my dad had a friend that did it, and he talked to me about it one time, and it kind of sparked my interest a little bit, but I'm kind of over that now. But I was interested in that for a little bit.
Man, that guy was a really good salesman. He had you hooked
He
from
did
just
have me hooked.
one conversation.
I was kind of young. I was probably 14, but still.
What about you, Hunter? What did you want to be when you grew up?
For a long time, I wanted to be an MLB player, but
yeah, of
gotta
course.
give up on that. And I think I'm gonna do kinesiology.
Okay.
And I want to be a coach, so I'm gonna try to get into exercise science, become a coach.
Okay. Well, let's not give up on MLB just yet.
I'll try not to. I also get a lot of firefighter because of the mustache. I get a lot of people that tell me I should be a firefighter.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to get into that.
Oh, really?
Is this Movember related?
No, I've had it. So I had it for baseball playoffs last year. I shaved it for about 2 months over the summer, and I grew it back out for football this year.
Okay.
And since playoffs are coming up,
yeah,
they make us dye our hair. So I think I'm just going to dye the stash and not the hair.
Just the stash?
Yeah, just the stash. So I can get rid of it easily.
So you got obviously brown hair, and you're going to have blonde mustache.
Blonde mustache.
Okay.
I'm thinking about doing the eyebrows, but I don't know. Probably not.
I've started growing mine.
Yeah.
I mean, you do look like a motorcycle cop.
Yeah.
I mean, you do pull it off really nicely.
I appreciate that.
So I have a couple football questions for each of you. Landon, I'll start with you. The running backs seem to get a lot of carries in a row. You know, you see in the NFL, they'll get 1 or 2, they're calling out of the game, and then the backup comes in. But it seems like it's the Landon Ferris drive where you may get 8 carries in a row. Do you like that?
I love it. Yeah. Well, the thing, me and RJ, we let ourselves. We make sure that we can each get in a rhythm. You know, because and it's up to us how we rotate pretty much for the most part. So we just make sure that we talk to each other in the game, and we're like, hey, if we're not in a rhythm, or hey, we need to go one more series because I didn't get the ball enough or something like that. That's kind of how we rotate, and so yeah, each of us having our own drive, unless one of us makes a long run and you're just dead tired, but yeah, we each have our own drive. That's kind of how we like to rotate.
So, but it's up to you. So if you go 3 and out, all 3 are pass plays, you say to RJ, hey, dude, I got to touch the ball. You'll go back in.
Yeah, we talk about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
That's unique to have that kind of freedom.
It is unique. We didn't have that last year, and this year's it's been nice having that.
Yeah, that's really cool. So Hunter, you're obviously a member of a very talented defensive line.
Yes, sir.
And you've seemed to like work your way into a lot more playing time. So what just describe what it's like playing on the defensive line. You got Mykel next to you, you got RVP on the other side.
I got Mykel and Rylie next to me, so usually they're getting the double teams, and I'm just getting the center. So I just try my best to get past that center, the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Work my way to the quarterback. But I've really been making a name for myself lately with the screens. Coach Vaughn started calling me the screen machine because I'm always just running around tackling the screens during the game.
Okay, let's talk about the screen because it's, we see it a lot, Sundays in the NFL. They just let the guy by. And it seems like at some point you've got to remember, hey, that's not really supposed to happen. So walk me through, when do you know that, hey, something's not right here?
So usually what they'll do is they'll push you in the back to get you going forward more, and that's how you know that it's a screen. So you got to back up and trace yourself back to the line of scrimmage and watch the quarterback. Because the quarterback also, when it's a screen, he just keeps going back. He doesn't sit there like he usually does.
Okay.
So you just got to read it pretty much. It's just pretty much a call on your own.
But when you sniff it out, I mean, it's got to be a lot of fun.
It is fun.
Because they're almost like, well, how did you know that?
Yeah.
But that's really cool. Well, you mentioned it. You're a baseball guy.
Yes.
So what drew you to play football?
I started in 7th grade, and I just really enjoyed it. And my sophomore year, I played linebacker on JV, and I was like, man, this is actually really fun. I think I'm going to just go play all throughout high school.
Yeah.
And in my junior year, they put me at D-line, and I just had so much fun playing D-line that I just love playing football. It's so much fun.
Okay. Baseball is your sport.
Yes.
Probably your love, and you're probably like super duper good at it, but football's fun.
Yes, football's very fun.
That's it. Okay. Landon, you had an older brother play here, right? And he was running back as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I actually interviewed him in this same setting his senior year, and I asked him if there was a play in the playbook where he runs a wheel route out of the backfield, and that should be called Ferris wheel. Has that been installed since then?
I wish I have caught wheel routes, but it was not called Ferris wheel.
I like the way you're thinking, though. That's pretty smart.
I don't know why I haven't said something about it, but it just is what it is.
It's a one-word play call. If you just call Ferris, everyone knows. Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel.
Just a wheel out of the backfield.
I need to get a towel that says Ferris wheel.
I like that. That's funny.
The towel just needs to be a picture of a Ferris wheel, right?
And people will understand what.
Have you seen those thigh pads where you can get a picture on them?
Those are cool. Those are really cool.
Get the Ferris wheel. That'd be cool.
His gamer tag is actually Ferris wheel 14.
Well, there you go.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Actually. I take pride in my gamer tag. Ferris wheel 14.
Okay. So your video game guy is that your bit on the team? Is that what you're known for?
It's not what I'm known for, but we've definitely played a lot with the. I've played with Hunter a lot too. I've played with Hunter, RVP,
Jason.
Let's see who else on the team. Dax.
We used to play with Cade and all them a lot.
Oh yeah, Cade Moore. He's graduated, but.
So what's are we all getting Modern Warfare 2? Is that the game right now?
Wayne, Grant,
Randy.
Dax, Mykel, and Randy go home and play Modern Warfare.
Randy has been constantly telling me you need to get Modern Warfare because everyone's getting.
And Grant Mirabal is the biggest sweat at it because he plays PC.
Yeah,
okay. He has a whole thing in his
game?
room, and he's a sweat.
Yeah,
Grant's a sweat.
Maybe a different podcast episode. We can talk about how PC gamers ruin it for the rest of us.
For real.
But maybe not right now. But yeah, I think the new Call of Duty is is about to take everyone's free time away from him. What about Hunter? What is Hunter known for on the team?
Hunter's known for doing a lot of pull-ups. So last year, after every Wednesday lift?
Wednesdays,
every
yeah.
Wednesday lift, because we're all together on Wednesdays when we lift. We would, after we were done, we would make him. He had a little theme song.
Yes.
It said his nickname Hector. We all call him Hector, and it would be like Hector, 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 and then everybody like, oh, let's go, and then we would count out how many pull-ups he could do.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to get one more each week.
Yeah, it was a fun tradition. He decided that he didn't want to do it anymore this year.
I retired.
He
I
retired.
hung up the cleats.
But you're the pull-up king.
He is the pull-up king.
I
He
was
did
a
it at
pull-up
lunch
king.
too.
The army guys came one day
Mm-hmm.
for lunch, and everyone started yelling my name at lunch, and I had to get up there and do pull-ups.
Yeah, hey, show them who's boss, right?
Yes, yeah.
Did they beat you, or did they?
Oh, they definitely beat me. I didn't do that many. I think I did like 10, maybe.
It's good that our army can do more.
That's
pull-ups.
true.
I'm no offense, but it's good that
I would hope so. I would hope.
Same. So you brought up Hector, which I understand is your nickname. How did that start?
Oh man, it happened sophomore year during baseball. Alex D'Angelo.
Yeah, Tina.
We were playing Lakeworth, and the first baseman for Lakeworth dropped a pop-up.
Uh-oh.
And the catcher goes, Hector, come on, man. And we call him Tina. Alex D'Angelo looks at me and goes, Hector! And I was like, guys, quit calling me Hector. That's not going to stick. Here we are 2 years later. I'm still called Hector.
You know what? Your mistake was saying that it won't stick.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because last year during baseball, one random district game, Mykel Rockmore announced me as Hector as I was running onto the field.
Nice.
And I get called Hector all the time. I can't remember the last time one of these coaches called me Hunter. It's always Hector, and Hector has turned into more nicknames. I get called Heck.
Yeah, Heck.
And I also they gave me a full name. Hector Santiago Sanchez de la Cruz V. That's what they call me during baseball season. I have there's so many nicknames that come with Hector.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I don't know if the mustache helps you or not.
No, it doesn't. The mustache does not help.
So, because it was funny before the interview, Coach Rogers says, hey, go get Landon and Hector. I was like, Hector?
Hector.
What? So, yeah, that's awesome. So, are you Lando?
I get called Lando, yeah. By really only Coach Gregory, actually. Occasionally, he'll just be like, Lando. But my family calls me Lando, and my friends call me Lando. That's kind of my nickname.
See, that's almost not as unique because you just drop it in.
Right.
You know.
I think it's just the Star Wars. I think it's because the Star Wars character Lando Calrissian.
Oh, okay.
I think that's kind of how. Because I think I brought it up one time that my name sounds like him, and I guess that's how it started. But.
So are you Star Wars guy?
I am definitely a Star Wars guy. I would say that's what I'm known for on the team, is being a Star Wars guy.
Okay. Last few movies, are they good? Are they not as good as the original? What do you think?
Me personally, I'm a fan of the prequels. So that's episode 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the sequel trilogy at all. 7, 8, 9. I don't like them. But the originals are good. It goes the prequels, the originals, and then the sequel trilogy is what.
Okay.
That's how I rate them.
We also experienced Halloween in the last couple days. What were you guys for Halloween?
I was Pregame Dak Prescott. So I had the sweatpants.
Were you the guy on TikTok?
No, but I based it off of that.
Okay.
No,
that guy was great.
That made me laugh so hard, and I immediately was like, "That's what I'm doing."
Okay, so you're just doing the hip thrust around.
I was doing the hip thrust. I had my headphones on with my hat.
Yeah.
I think I looked the part.
Good.
Well.
I was Tiger Woods' caddy. So I had a driver with a Tiger club head cover on, and I had like a U.S. Open bib, and it said Woods on the back.
Okay.
So cool.
Something easy.
That is a good idea.
But it was pretty cool. It was kind of creative.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen that. All right, I have a couple things on each of you. I want you to confirm or deny it.
Okay.
I have here that it says Landon secretly likes Rihanna.
Is that true?
That is true. One of my favorite songs is "Dancing in the Dark." By Rihanna. Hunter knows what I'm talking about.
The one Hudson showed us?
Yes. Well, I knew about it before, but when he played it, I was like, you know what? It's officially my favorite
It's actually
song.
a pretty good song.
And then here it says Hunter will not eat fruits or vegetables.
That is true. Or condiments. Do not like condiments or fruits and veggies.
Yeah, that was
Chick-fil-A sauce scares him.
I have written down here, Hunter is afraid of ketchup.
Yes. Did you get that from Rylie and Papa?
I'm not going to out my source.
Okay.
Okay, let's go step by step.
Okay.
No fruits or vegetables.
I'm just not a fan.
I understand the vegetables. They're kind of just there. Whatever. I mean, you can find a good fruit.
I know. I just have never liked it ever since I was little. I don't know what the deal is. They just, like, you put it close to me, I'm just like, ugh,
You probably haven't
gross.
tried every fruit. You need to give every fruit a try.
Like one time, my neighbor made me take a bite of a strawberry, took a bite of it, spit it out, and ran home.
Wow.
Because
Well, I mean-
it's just, I couldn't.
Okay, so what are you eating? Just
steak and potatoes, baby. That's it.
Mac and cheese
Yes.
and mashed potatoes and beef.
Protein, a lot of
Okay,
protein.
but you're not touching any fruits or vegetables.
No, not really.
That's actually amazing. You've made it this far in life.
I
and
know.
still-
I'll eat some asparagus from time to time. But It's
Okay.
got bacon wrapped around it.
Okay, only bacon wrap. Okay. Hunter, you're a twin.
Yes, I am.
Is that okay? It's like crazy to other people, but
I
is
know,
it just
it is
normal
crazy
to
to
you?
other people. It's
it
just
has-
normal to me,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, is there like a? And it's your twin sister, right?
Yes, my twin sister.
Can you just sense like where she's at right now?
No, I get asked these questions a lot. Like, do y'all have like telekinetic powers or something like that? Can y'all read each other's minds?
Uh-huh.
No, we can't do any of that. But
Okay.
she is my twin. Yes.
But then you have another sibling, right?
Yes, I have a younger sister who's a sophomore.
Okay, but you feel like a more direct connection to your twin, obviously. So there's something.
Yes,
I would imagine.
of course.
Okay. All right. Final question for you guys. What is your favorite Coach Rogers saying?
Let me go first. Well, mine is reckless abandon. It was, I think, my brother's favorite. It's my favorite too. There's just something about, like, when I first heard him say that, I was like, is that even was that English? Like a reckless abandon? I didn't even know. It ended up being one of my Instagram captions. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, I really liked it that much, I guess. But that's definitely my favorite.
I actually have a new one that
Okay.
I heard recently this year.
All right.
Seat 1A on the bitter bus.
Whoa. Wait, I've never heard that.
Yeah, I heard him say it to someone earlier this year, and I was like, wow, if I ever get on the podcast, that's what I'm going to say, because that is pretty good.
So this person was complaining about something,
Or I think Coach Rogers was talking to him at practice, and he was just like walking away from him. And then he walked in front of me through the doors over there when we were coming for fourth period. And Coach Rogers was like, oh, there he is, seat 1A on the bitter bus. And I was like, dang, that's pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
Boy, look at him stepping up his
I
sayings.
know. His verbiage is getting better.
Well, yeah.
It's like he's got a dictionary right there, though.
Oh, yes, it does. It is.
The words that come out of his mouth
I don't know
blow
where
me away.
I would kill to see like his English papers from back in the day, because I'm sure the verbiage on him is very good.
I know he's writing skosh.
Yes.
That's another. I've always loved that one. Well, guys, it was great to get to know you a little bit. Offense and defense humming along. One more regular season game, and then
Yes, sir.
hopefully a long playoff run. Best of luck the rest of the year, and thanks for your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, that was our player spotlight segment this week with Landon Ferris and Hunter Standifer. Let's move along to the Argyle ISD Eagle update with Laura Trubenbach and Pam Arrington.
Hey Eagles! As we head into the holiday season, let's start off with our Save the Dates. We have some amazing district events in the month of November. This includes Midnight Madness to kick off the basketball season. This takes place immediately after the football game tonight. It's a completely free event with giveaways and prizes, free food, performances by the AHS cheerleaders and Majestics, as well as the presentation of the varsity boys and girls basketball players. Moving on, Wednesday, November 9th is National Signing Day. Argyle High School has 13 girls that will be committing to play their sport at the collegiate level. The community is invited to come and show support for these amazing student athletes as they sign to their chosen colleges. For girls basketball, this includes Maddie Lumsden, Caitlin Jones, Ashlyn Crabtree, and Savannah Bennett. For volleyball, Olivia Sanchez is signing. For girls soccer, it's Sophie Plack, Kennedy Benar, Ella Atkins, and Emmy McNatt. Madison Wirt is signing for girls golf, Paige Arthur is signing for track and field, Abby Baker for lacrosse, and Cadence Strader for softball. The signing will take place in Gym 3 of Argyle High School. We're so proud of these student athletes. Let's also add to our calendar the Argyle ISD Multicultural Festival on Tuesday, November 15th at 5:30 p.m. This will take place at Argyle South Elementary. There will be tons of games, dancing, and food, so come out and enjoy the fun and learn about the different cultures that our community represents. There are quite a few opportunities for Eagles that are looking to give back to our community. The first one is the Caring Closet, spearheaded by Mrs. Marjorie Edge, the counselor at Argyle South Elementary. She quickly realized the need to provide clothes, shoes, backpacks, coats, and food to elementary students in need across the district. Argyle South has made space to house these items, and now they just need the donations to start coming in. Please bring new with tags or like new elementary size clothes or shoes, backpacks, coats, or non-perishable food items to your local Argyle ISD elementary campus to donate to the Caring Closet. This will be an ongoing project, so please continue your donations throughout the year. Another opportunity to donate is through our Argyle ISD Thanksgiving Food Drive. Each campus is collecting food items to provide Thanksgiving meals to families in need in the community. We'll be collecting food through November 14th. For more information on what to bring, please see the flyer in the weekly Eagle Extra e-newsletter. You can drop off your food items at any campus. Veterans Day celebrations will take place at school campuses on Thursday, November 10th and Friday, November 11th. Our campuses do a wonderful job honoring our veterans during their assemblies and receptions, so if you are interested in attending, please visit your campus's website for more details. And from Argyle ISD, thank you, veterans, for your courage, strength, and dedication to keeping our country safe. Monday, November 7th is a student holiday, so there will be no classes that day. Eagles, enjoy your 3-day weekend. Please follow us on all of your social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And on behalf of Argyle ISD Communications, go Eagles!
Hello, Argyle. This is Pamela Arrington bringing you this Argyle Community Update. The Argyle Thanksgiving Food Drive has kicked off, and we are asking for everyone to make sure you get your donations in no later than November the 14th. Donation bags were donated by the Argyle Lions Club. You can pick one of those up at the office of any campus in Argyle ISD. They also have an attached itemized list of needs. You can also find that list in the most recent Eagle Extra digital newsletter. All of the families that are in need here in our community will be picking up their Thanksgiving meals on November the 17th. So let's do our job as a community. Let's come together and let's get these donations in so we can help these families. Also want to give a shout out to the Argyle High School UNICEF Club, as their students and sponsor are helping to sort all of these items as they come in, and they will be helping on the pickup day. All right, so mark your calendars coming up. The Argyle Middle School has a production of The Addams Family. Cannot wait to see this production. They put so much work and creativity into this. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be November 10th, 11th, and 12th at 7 p.m. It's $5 for students to get in and $10 for adults. They will also have a matinee show on November the 12th at 2:30. Again, this is Argyle Middle School Theater's production of The Addams Family. It's going to be great. I cannot wait to see all of you there. All right, so mark your calendars for December the 3rd. We have the Argyle Community Christmas Tree Lighting. This is a huge event that we all look forward to every year. And thanks to Keep Argyle Beautiful, they are accepting donations to help kids out in need here in our community. So if you will write down some of the items that they are requesting, if you have a used bike that is in good condition or you'd like to pick up a new bike, they are also accepting unwrapped toys and canned goods. These can be dropped off at the Christmas tree lighting. The Christmas tree lighting again is on December the 3rd. It will be held at the First Baptist Church of Argyle from 4 to 7 p.m. You're going to want to bring the entire family out to this event. Don't miss it. There's going to be live music, free food, free hot chocolate, free crafts and activities for the kids. It's going to be amazing. Again, that's December 3rd from 4 to 7 p.m. Well, Argyle, that's all I have for you today. I hope everyone's enjoying the game. Make sure you're cheering on our Argyle Eagles. I want to give a shout out to the football players, to all of the football parents, to the cheerleaders, to the Majestics drill team, to our amazing band, to our choir students. We love the fact that you work so hard to support our Argyle Eagles. And also want to give a shout out to our teachers, administrators, and school board. I hope everyone has a great upcoming weekend, and go Eagles!
Thank you, Laura and Pam. That is the Argyle ISD Eagle Update. If you missed any information there or need to check back, check out the Eagles Nest podcast where you can hear that in full. A couple minutes left in halftime as Argyle leads Carrollton Creekview 35-12 on senior night here at Eagle Stadium. A lot of games got moved to Thursday night to avoid the severe weather, the possibility of severe weather tomorrow night, including this game and a lot of games around the Metroplex. So let's check in on some of the games going around the Metroplex tonight with Stephen Bartolotta checking in. Hey, Stephen.
Well, thank you, Blake. Well, it's the final week of the regular season in high school football, and that means the playoffs begin next week. So who will the Argyle Eagles face in that first round? Well, we will not know that until tomorrow evening, as O.D. Wyatt will take on Colleyville Heritage, and Argyle will face the loser of that game in the by-district round. How about some of the other teams in District 3 5A? Frisco Independence and Frisco Emerson are battling it out for the second place spot. Both teams are at 8-1 coming in, and Emerson has an early 7-0 lead in that one. And how about the last playoff spot? This is essentially the playoffs already for Denton and Lake Dallas. They're both at 2-3. The winner is in. The loser season is over. And Denton has an early lead, a slim one at that, 14-10. In the second quarter, Denton wins, they're in. If Lake Dallas wins, they are the last team in the playoffs from District 3 5A. Some other games from around the area, some Denton scores to get you caught up on. The Guyra Wildcats are rolling over Rock Hill. It's 14-3. That game is at halftime. Denton Ryan with a 20-0 zip lead over Northwest. And Denton Braswell, they are taking on McKinney Boyd, and right now Boyd leads at 13-7. That game is in the second quarter. Prosper with a big lead on McKinney, 37-13. That game is at the half. How about the Allen Eagles? They're up easily on Little Elm right now. It's 35-7. That game in the second quarter. Martin and Bowie doing battle. It's 29-0. Martin with the lead as they approach halftime. And that one, and the Carroll Dragons looking for another 10-0 regular season. They're number 4 in the state. And they lead Fossil Ridge 17-7 as that game approaches halftime. Blake?
Thank you, Poppy. As, the battle between Denton and Lake Dallas for playoffs is certainly interesting. As Argyle's next playoff opponent is to be determined tomorrow night in a game between Wyatt and Colleyville Heritage. We'll see who Argyle plays, but as Argyle has won the district, and in 5A, you get to host your first playoff game if you win your district. So Argyle will be right back here next week. Don't know if it'll be on Thursday or Friday, but that is yet to be determined. But pretty cool in 5A to earn a home playoff game. So senior night here in Argyle, but they will run it back here next week in round 1 of playoffs. Stay tuned to the Argyle social media channels to find out who they play, but we'll find out tomorrow as Colleyville Heritage and O.D. Wyatt play battle. All right, just a few more minutes remaining in this 407 Barbecue halftime show. Teams are lining up to come back out on the field, but let's take one more break here inside the halftime show, and here on the other side, we'll run down some of the first half stats and get you set for the second half. This is Eagle Football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
JB Warranties is a local family-owned business based out of Argyle, Texas. They work with thousands of contractors nationwide to offer part and labor warranties on heating and air conditioning equipment. Named to Inc. 5000's Best Places to Work list in 2018, 20, and 21, they're looking to add members to their team. If interested, please send a resume to hr@jbwarranties.com or call 855-742-5522. JB Warranties is a proud sponsor of Argyle Athletics.
I am Jolette Ryan with the North Texas team, now powered by Compass Realty. I've been providing my clients, friends, neighbors with premier real estate services in Argyle for over 18 years. I am dedicated to providing my clients with a more powerful service and even more powerful results. We are working together to create a personal experience to help you accomplish your real estate goals. Call us today if you have any real estate needs. We are proud to be part of the Argyle family, and go Eagles!
All right, that's going to do it for the 407 Barbecue halftime show. We are almost back in action here to get ready for the third quarter. Let's go down to Clark McNulty, normally who has a Chick-fil-A mood on the sideline, but Clark, you're in the stands.
I am Chick-fil-A mood in the stands here on senior night with senior dad, Kenny Arthur.
Okay.
Kenny, we were just talking. I think this is the first time I've ever sat in the stands for an Argyle football game. Is it the same for you?
I think the first year we moved here, I didn't catch the games, back when Austin Ani was a freshman. But every year since then, yeah, never sat in the stands.
Well, I'll tell you what, now it's kind of a different perspective. And, you know, we miss you in the booth, but we're so glad that you took this opportunity to celebrate Pagey's senior night.
We could do it with the fat hat and everything.
we have a fat head that he's wearing on his head here. So just a different vibe here up in the stands.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I don't know if I'm going back in that cramped up, stuffy booth up there.
Tell him he's got to come back.
Here. Maybe I'll do sideline.
I think the contract negotiations have begun. Back to you guys.
All right, I appreciate it. Argyle received the first kick of the game, so they're kicking off to Creekview as the kick, I thought, sailed into the end zone. It tried to check up, but Trey Johnson of the Mustangs escorted it into the end zone, although the referees are coming over to delegate. But your Cinch Cleaners uniform update, Argyle in their red and black tonight, black helmets, black tops, red bottoms. Creekview with black helmets, white tops, and white bottoms with red trim, the red numbers on the front and back. Creekview will be working left to right in this third quarter against a pretty steady wind. A look back at the weather. It still stays at about 75 degrees. Humidity pushes it up to about 78. Wind still, about that 15-mile-an-hour mark. We'll check in with Clark once he gets down to the sideline to see how that wind is whipping now. The flag still seemingly moving pretty well, but we'll check in with Clark here in just a moment as Jaden Page at the helm for the Mustangs. In shotgun formation, hands off to Doss, running left, now back up to the middle, met by Caden Yates. And a couple more Eagles after a gain of 3 yards to begin this third quarter as Argyle leading Creekview 35-12. A lot of young ones getting into the game so far in the first half, and doesn't appear to change here as Brendan Hickman along the defensive line, Logan Gregory in there, Caden Yates here on the outside. We've got Luke Lane. I'll get you the rest of the Argyle starting defense here momentarily. Page claps his hands, receives the snap, looking towards the middle of the field, fired and intercepted! Ball intercepted! Bud Petter into the end zone, the second pick six for the Eagles tonight. Defensive touchdown to start the second half for the Eagles.
Bud Petter did a great job of watching that quarterback's eyes and reading exactly where he was going to go. Great job, Bud Petter. Pick six.
Petter gets a lot of playing action with the starters, but being a younger kid, being a junior, he's staying out there with some of the young ones and showing them the way as he steps in front of a Jaden Page pass and takes it the rest of the way for 6. In for the PAT is Beckham Kimbrell from the hold of Colton Rockamore. And Kimbrell's kick is up and good. So just 41 seconds into the second half, Argyle with another 7 points on the board. And Robert haven't really had a chance to settle in, but good start for the Eagles defense.
I tell you, I don't know if you could have gotten any better, frankly. You know, one of the things I was thinking about is as you watch these younger players that are getting all this play time in this game, is this is probably one of their first opportunities to be in the front row at halftime and going through some of the halftime adjustments. And so I'm interested to see how well they do and some of the things that they do differently in the second half. But if that's any indication, oh my goodness, we could be in for a really fun night on defense.
Clark, phone says 75 degrees. The wind hasn't changed much. What does it feel like on field level?
It's pretty much the same as it's been the whole game. I think the wind has died down just a little bit and is working in Argyle's favor at the moment.
And we got the mood on the sideline from Kenny Arthur. What about on the sideline? How's the team feeling?
The team is feeling really great, and I'll tell you what, that Bud Petter pick 6, I about got beat up. I'm standing here next to Tate Van Poppel, and he got excited. You know how stoic he normally is.
Right. Carter Buxton to kick off for the Eagles. 42-12 is your new score. 11-19 in the third quarter. Buxton, high kick, got it into the wind all the way down to the 5-yard line, being returned by Jerian Smith, running to his right and hammered that time by Nathaniel Bruce. Bruce, a freshman, making a special teams play, dragging down Smith at the 12-yard line.
That is what you call a form tackle. Head to the side, wrap up around the legs, and drive backwards. Great job, Nathaniel Bruce.
Ends the Mustangs back, beginning at their own 12. As the Mustangs working into the wind in this third quarter, 11-11 on the clock.
I can guarantee you his dad Larry and his mama Christy would be proud of that hit.
Bruce playing safety here, and now may have to make a tackle as a pitch goes up the middle and into the open. Past midfield is Jarian Smith. It was a shovel pass, caught Argyle by surprise across midfield, all the way from the 12 to the Argyle 44.
Luke Lane able to track him down from behind. Great job and not giving up on that.
So 44-yard gain to the Argyle 44. And Robert, Mustangs have had a couple big plays like that tonight. A couple explosive from the Mustangs offense.
They're a very athletic club. I think frankly it's just going to be a little bit more coaching here and there, but their skill positions, they are fast. They're great athletes.
Doss at running back met Caden Yates again, as that oohs and ahs you hear came from a hard hit from Caden Yates, playing outside linebacker right now for the Eagles. A couple more. Garrett Westrom still in at safety. As we mentioned, Nathaniel Bruce at safety. Micah Roberts here at the near corner. Shotgun. Now hand off to Doss again. Getting wrapped up and thrown to the ground by Bud Petter. Only after a gain of 2. Got back to the... now he's back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs from the Argyle 42-yard line. On the opposite side, Cooper Slayton lined up in the slot. Luke Lane on the outside. Hudson and Materio, Bud Petter, and Caden Yates are your linebackers. Defensive tackle. Looks like maybe Longley. We'll see. Page now firing up the right sideline against the wind. Great throw, but knocked away. That was Nathaniel Bruce, who, Clark, correct me if I'm wrong, the Mustang had the ball in his hands, but Bruce knocked it out of there just in time.
He got his hand in there and knocked it away, knocked it out of bounds just in the nick of time. Nathan Bruce, he's doing really good.
He was actually, frankly, he was behind on that play. He allowed the wide receiver to get past him and was just, thankfully, great heads-up play of knocking that ball out of his hands. That was a sure touchdown.
They teach a lot of corners. Don't jump with the receiver. Let him come down and then knock the ball out. Don't fight for it in the air if you don't have to. And that was a good play there by the freshman Nathaniel Bruce. As the Mustangs are back to punt on 4th and 8. Mustang punt. Wobbler lands at about the 14, goes over the head of Westrom, rolling towards the end zone, and will be stopped at the 1-yard line. However, the Mustang was in the end zone when he touched it.
Actually in high school right now, the ball has got to be the one that clears the plane. The player could be all the way in the end zone. As long as the ball doesn't cross the plane, it's still in play.
So great coaching there by the Mustangs. Knew exactly what to do after a 41-yard punt. Cinch Cleaners, now with 5 local locations, is the official laundromat of Argyle Athletics. If they can take care of these kids' uniforms, they can take care of whatever you've got. On top of all the usual stuff, dry cleaning, alterations, bedding, and wedding care, Cinch Cleaners offers same-day service, including free pickup and delivery. Coach Rogers trusts them, and so can you. Cinch Cleaners. Argyle taking over at their own 3-yard line, 9:19 on the 3rd quarter clock, as Alex Moeller is the quarterback and hands to the freshman, Watson Bell. Bell runs around the left end, almost to the 8-yard line, so a pickup of 5. And Bell brought down by Cameron Pickren. As Robert, we've seen a lot of running backs. Bell is the 5th one that has received a carry tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see how the teams coming up in the next few weeks game plan when they see this many kids getting carries.
Bell again around the left side, but not a lot of room here. Drug down around the original line of scrimmage by Isaiah Woods. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Gasperson in the slot, Bell in the backfield. Got Chris Munster at tight end, and Moeller at quarterback receives the pitch and passes out here to the left side to Munster, who runs a curl route just past the sticks and catches it. Brought down at the 14-yard line by Trey Johnson, and that's a 1st down for the Eagles.
Just a good pitch and catch right there on the sidelines. Exactly what they needed to do at the time.
Moeller hands off to Bell, and Bell met in the backfield, escapes that tackle, but can't escape the second. As brought down by number 72, who I don't think we have on the roster. So good play by, Clark says Biggin is his nickname, so we'll call him Biggin.
Well, I tell you what's one of the things that this Argyle, this second group in the line has got to do is learn how to stay on their blocks, because these guys are getting underneath them.
Moeller firing out left, ball caught at the 19-yard line. That pass completed to Chris Munster again, working this left sideline against Trey Johnson. And a pickup of about 7. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5 from the 19-yard line. And a jet sweep to Gasperson and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice play, tackle for loss by Destine Deans. And it's going to bring up a 4th and medium for the Eagles, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, this far back, I think Coach Rogers is not going to chance it. They don't want to give them such a short field and get a little momentum going their way. So since they've got the win, let's get a punt up in the air and see how far we can get it down there.
Argyle in punt formation. They have the win. Let's see if they can unload. Rugby-style punt. Bounces around the 45, past the 40, and good Argyle roll off of the foot of Trey Batson. And that ball down at the 29-yard line. 53-yard boot by Trey Batson. Comes off celebrating. A good punt there by the senior, who I believe is headed to the Army, if I heard that right. I'll have to double check that, but going to West Point, Clark says. And while we have a second, Robert, let's get through some of our third quarter sponsors.
Well, thank you very much, Blake. Yes, tonight's third quarter is going to be made possible by Big Shots Golf over in Fort Worth, NWC General Construction, Dr. David Dyer and Argyle Orthodontics, and Argyle United Methodist Church. More to come.
Page hands off to Doss, running left, extends it out to the sideline, met by a couple Eagles and pushed out of bounds. That's going to be a tackle for loss there on the far sideline. And brought down by Micah Roberts. Give me a loss of about a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 from the Mustang 28.
You know, it's really good to see some of these younger guys on defense get out there and as Clark was talking about earlier, when you see the starters and the upperclassmen on the sidelines getting just as excited, if not more excited, for their younger brethren out there, and also having opportunity to have a few coaching moments, it's really great to see that type of leadership in these young men.
Trey Johnson motions into the backfield alongside Jaden Page. Page takes the snap, now hands to Johnson. Johnson with a counter move from right to left. Behind the left tackle and drug down around the line of scrimmage. May give him 1 back to the original line of scrimmage at the 29-yard line, brought down by Caden Yates. And Mustangs fall into another 3rd and long. 3rd and 10 from the 29. 5:40 on the clock in the third quarter. Argyle leading at 42-12. Mustangs working from left to right on your TV screen, whether you're listening to us or watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. Blake Jones and Robert Hudgens, Clark McNulty on the sideline, Eric Capper spotting, and Jack Brown producing and engineering. From senior night here at Eagle Stadium, a lot of seniors to get through in the pregame festivities, and now it's the young kids' turn on the field. Page back to pass, rotating out to the right, now finds Johnson, cutting across on a drag, and is slung down, that time by Caden Yates again. Nice reaction to the drag route. And Caden Yates has been active tonight, Robert.
I tell you, I was just about to say, I have heard that young man's name. I can't tell you how many times tonight. I'm sure if we looked up in the stats, it's going to show his name all over the tackling chart.
It was a loss of 2 back to the 27-yard line, so the Mustangs will have to punt. 4:40 in this third quarter. Back to receive is Garrett Westrom for the Eagles. Punting has been scary for the Mustangs, but they do get this one off. Westrom calls for the fair catch and receives it at the 37-yard line. A 36-yard punt. And Argyle will take over, and let's hear the rest of those third quarter sponsors.
Well, thank you so much, Blake. Yes, our good friends over at ERA Cornerstone Realty, Daryl Halk and Chris Martin. CR Plumbing, Jill Pizzuto at Northlake, Papa John's. If you say Eagles 23, you'll get 25% off your order. Ty and Jennifer Holmeyer at the Design House, Point Bank. Dr. Rex Roat and Argyle Family Chiropractic. Embassy Suites, Rapid Med Urgent Care, Hell Fighters Auto Dent Repair, and our title sponsor this year, Brian McClarty over at 407 Barbecue.
Moeller fakes the short pass, wanted a deeper one, but covered up, and Gasperson is drung down by the neck. We make it a horse collar call here on Trey Johnson, as Moeller had faked to Gasperson in the flat and wanted to go long to Ben Daggett.
Automatic, first down.
As instead throws it to McGuire. Gasperson in the flat and is drung down with a horse collar tackle, so that puts the Eagles past midfield into Mustang territory at the 45, 1st and 10 for the Eagles, moving right to left. Bell, nice juke move back to the inside the numbers to the hash mark, drug down at the 38-yard line by Deans. And a good 7-yard gain there by Watson Bell.
Great to see Max Bland come over and sweep across the left-hand side and pinch off there on the end.
Moeller looking left, fires, delivers to Daggett. And Daggett down to the 29. It's going to be a first down for Argyle, brought down by Isaiah Fuller. But Robert, those short routes have been working so far for Alex Moeller tonight.
Well, you're giving these guys a 12-yard cushion out on defense, so all they have to do is sit out in the flats and pick up yards.
Bell again up the middle behind Max Bland. Battles ahead to the 26-yard line, a gain of 3.
It's kind of, you see out there, Coach Rudolph is definitely still coaching, yelling at these linemen the things that they need to be doing. He's not taking a play off.
Tony Lucia with the tackle for the Mustangs. Argyle moving quickly here in this third quarter. Play action to Bell. Moeller up the seam, and pass is dropped as Jack Teller, the tight end, knew he had a touchdown if he could catch it. And Clark, that's the second time tonight we've seen some big eyes by a couple Eagles.
Well, you know, these guys are young. These will be their first varsity touchdowns, and you know, you have to kind of warm up to the moment.
As Teller now takes his place at tight end, Moeller receives the snap and is hammered as a Mustang came shooting free off the outside. And that sack, Justin Murdoch untouched with the sack for the Mustangs, pushes the Argyle offense back to the 32 after a loss of about 8, and it's going to be 4th and 13 for the Eagles, who offense has not budged, so Argyle will be going for it. They tried a long field goal in the first half that the Mustangs were able to return, but no field goal here. Instead, play action pass up the post is nearly deflected into the hands of Gasperson, and it was.
Yeah, they're calling
and
it down.
Now the well, what did you see down there, Clark?
The head linesman come over calling it a completed catch, and then the back judge came up and overruled him.
I believe Moeller wanted to hit Chris Munster on the post. It was off of his hands and nearly deflected into the hands of McGuire Gasperson. That would have been a nice tip drill for a first down, but the ball hits the turf, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. Let me get you tonight's officials. From the Fort Worth chapter, our referee Stacy Harden, umpire Paul Crane, headline judge Andrew Ruffin, our line judge Billy Lawler, and our back judge Marvin Royal, again from the Fort Worth chapter. As Mustangs now take over, moving left to right, 2:25 on a third quarter clock. Argyle with the lead 42-12 here inside Eagle Stadium, now on the campus of Argyle Middle School. That's always tough to say.
It is, especially when you think tonight is Midnight Madness.
Right, yeah, you got to go over to the high school. 32-yard line, snap back to Page, throws out to the right. Ball caught by Ben File and slung down by the jersey by Luke Lane. That's a gain of 11 and a first down for Creekview. Robert, I've been impressed by their quarterback, Jaden Page. Only a sophomore, but a good arm, and has made a lot of good decisions tonight.
You know what? With all of the pressure that we've been putting on him, he's definitely kept his composure, and he's made some really good throws.
Page with the snap, now trying the left flat off of the hands of the intended receiver, Jerry and Smith. Give Colton Rockmore a lot of credit disrupting that pass. It looked like it may have been a screen out to the left, but Rockmore sniffed it out. We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Mustangs.
Now, of course, we say he's made some good throws. He has had 2 pick sixes tonight, but I think you can say that he threw those passes where he thought his receivers should have been. So, not going to blame it all the time on the quarterback there, but he definitely looks good. He's got a good spin on his ball.
You know, and as a young quarterback, you're going to make mistakes. As you get older, you learn to make the lesser mistakes, not the interceptions and maybe just the overthrows. But, yeah, bright future there for Jaden Page at Creekview. Takes the snap and now hands off. That's to Doss. And Doss up ahead to the 50-yard line. Taken down by Logan Gregory. And Doss, a little woozy. He's got to take a seat. let's take a timeout with them. At the 1:36 mark of the third quarter, Argyle leads things 42-12. You're listening to Eagle Football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
Cycle Center of Denton and BMW Motorcycles of Denton proudly support Argyle Athletics. Cycle Center is your local family-owned and operated power sports store with the best selection of motorcycles, all-terrain vehicles, and side-by-side fun and work machines. Shop the largest parts and accessories showroom in North Texas and experience a factory-trained service department that will support you with the great service to keep your machine running at its best. Cycle Center wants to thank all the Argyle football fans, coaches, and faculty that make Argyle the best school in Texas. Come see why Cycle Center of Denton is called your power sports store with more.
Hey, this is George Dunham, reminding you to check out the Eagles Nest podcast every Thursday to get you ready for Argyle football's next game, with segments like the Scouting Report on Argyle's next opponent, the Player Spotlight, the Weekly Flyover with Coach Rogers, highlights from last week's action, and the Argyle ISD Eagle Update. Blake Jones and his crew promise to inform and entertain you on everything Argyle Eagles. Check them out and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Back here at Eagle Stadium after Doss is now in an elevated position and is now on his feet walking to the Creekview sideline. While we have a second, let's allow stations to identify themselves. Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
This is Dave Barnett, world's foremost authority on Almost Famous, and this is Spinal Tap. And you are listening to Argyle Eagles Football, brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
Back here at Eagle Stadium on senior night, 1:36 remaining in the third quarter. Argyle with a 42-12 lead. Mustang football, though, at midfield, working left to right into the wind. Thank you so much for joining us. Robert Hudgens alongside Blake Jones. Clark McNulty on the sideline. Jaden Page, quarterback for Creekview, now joined by Trey Johnson in the backfield. And hands off to Johnson, running left, and good pursuit by the Eagles. I believe that's Justice Jones on the tackle. A tackle for loss, a loss of 4 yards for Carrollton Creekview, and the Mustangs thought about sending the punting unit on the field. Now we'll see what they do, see what Coach Castillo decides to do, and yes, it will be the punt team with a minute on the clock in the third quarter.
You know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see what they're doing out there. What Creekview is doing. They're lining up 3 wide receivers on that side, running back in the backfield, and of course one wide receiver. No tight ends to help set the edge. So it's giving our cornerbacks and linebackers a chance to really get in the backfield anytime they want.
Yeah, outside linebackers have had a big night for the Eagles. Creekview punt, fielded by Garrett Westrom at the Argyle 28-yard line, 27-yard punt for Creekview. As tomorrow is Friday morning, and do you know what that means, Robert?
Snooty pig?
Absolutely right. It is Snooty Pig breakfast time. Stop in and mention you heard about it from us. Go say hi to Marge Bunn on 377 and Country Club Road. It's the place you go when you're hungry. I recommend that breakfast quesadilla. It is delicious, and that is my go-to on Friday mornings with the crew at the Snooty Pig. Argyle takes over from their own 28-yard line, and the first run of the drive goes backwards. As it's, again, it's Watson Bell. Runs left and is met by Justin Murdoch in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 3 yards. Makes it 2nd and 13 from the Argyle 25 in the last few seconds of the third quarter. No real rush here to snap this one. And they do. Moeller beats the clock with 1 second on the clock. Fires out right. Ball deflected and intercepted. Intercepted by Ben File. And working his way along the left sideline, makes a few man miss and into the end zone. A pick 6 for Carrollton Creekview.
It's one of those things that even if it is the young players out there, they need to pay attention to detail. And you're seeing some things happen that typically don't happen in an Argyle Eagles offense. So you know what, tip drill, you can't blame that on the quarterback there. Just bounce through the hands of the receiver. It is what it is. Just got to come back to pick yourself up next drive.
Yeah, Moeller trying to connect with Chris Munster over there on the right side. It was off the hands of Munster and into the hands of File, and Ben File, nice moves after the interception and takes it to the house. Pick 6 for Creekview. Now makes it 42-18. As Creekview is still searching for their first point after attempt. They've tried to go for a couple and have had to kick a long field goal. And we'll see how this one goes. As we get another flag on a PAT. Let's check in with the referee on the call.
Delay game. Number 80 offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay the try.
You see, Robert, that delay of game always goes on the kicker, but I don't know if he has a lot to do with that delay of game.
I was thinking that same exact thing. He turned around and looked at the ref like, who, me?
Diego Jimenez, the place kicker for Creekview, backed up 5 more yards. This will be a 25-yard point after attempt. No time remaining in the third quarter. Jimenez kicks, low kick, and does not have enough on it. Was into the wind, but probably too low anyway. But that pick 6 for Creekview puts 6 more on the board for them. And your score after the third quarter is Argyle 42, Creekview 18. The fourth quarter is on your way next.
For over 2 decades, DFW Door Repair has been taking your ideas and turning them into the reality of a beautiful entry, patio, or interior doors. We also offer repair services that will have all of your older doors operating like new. Check us out today and set up your free consultation at www.dfwdoorrepair.com or call us at 214-390-3901. DFW Door Repair, bringing service to your door for over 2 decades.
Hello, Eagle fans. This is Joe and Tina Bartram with LHM Financial. We're a privately owned mortgage lender since 1998, offering home financing options for your family needs. LHM Financial is a proud sponsor of the Argyle Eagles and an active member in the community. So mention this ad and receive $500 towards the cost of your appraisal when we do your financing on your next home. Give me a call at 817-601-7800. If you have dreams, we have solutions. LHM is licensed by the Texas Department of Savings and Mortgage Lending. LHM NMLS is 184530. Joe Bartram's NMLS is 1010778. Go Eagles!
42-18 is your score after the Creekview pick 6. A fair catch is received by Argyle by Nathaniel Bruce, and Argyle will take over at their own 25-yard line. There's a lot of new faces shuffling in and out here for the Eagles offensively and defensively, but Robbie, you still hope that no matter who comes in, you still like to play a clean game, and I don't know if Coach Rogers is exactly thrilled with that pick 6.
And you're exactly right. I mean, yeah, it bounced off the receiver's hands. It's just one of those things, but at the same time, you want every one of these young men who are getting out there and taking these reps to make the most of every second that they have out there because it matters. It matters in future playing time, so you'd like to see them clean it up just a little bit more.
Moeller still the quarterback, hands off to Bell. Fights his way up the middle for a couple. Your offensive line, you've got Randy Good at right tackle. Carter Wilson appears to be playing center. Burke Rudolph is at right guard. I see Max Bland over there at tight end. Let me get you that left side here momentarily. I think it's Dwight Longley and Tyler Roberts. I'll double check here when we can see the numbers.
Of course, Carter Wilson, the long string of Wilson brothers that come through here. The last one coming through, his older brother, starting center for Oklahoma State Cowboys.
It's actually Dylan Brewster there at left guard after Bell takes it up the middle to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 6 for the Eagles.
Of course, his brother Sheridan Wilson is at Texas Tech University.
Moeller play action, has Bland in the seam and fires, and dropped again by Bland, who had a step. Against his man in coverage is Cameron Pickering, but that Creekview defense really sucking into the play action. Bland had a step, but could not connect Moeller and Bland there on 3rd down. So Argyle will have to punt. Trey Batson back in punt formation for the Eagles.
As a dad and who played tight end and had 2 sons of tight ends, you love to see him getting that opportunity. Gosh, just wish he could cash in.
Argyle having to punt from their 29-yard line. Batson, the rugby-style kick off of the right foot. Bounces around the 40. May have hit a Mustang as Caden Yates dives on the ball. Not a lot of urgency from the officials, so I doubt this one will go the Argyle way. And the punt is downed at the the Creekview 33, 38-yard punt from Trey Batson. Are you tired of having one company do one thing for your house? Then consider Ideal Partners. Their bundled offerings give you the convenience of having one service provider and a more cost-effective management of your property. Rest easy and let Ideal Partners handle your residential and commercial property needs. 10:52 remaining in this one. Creekview possession, moving right to left, wind at their back here. As in their all white with black helmets are the Mustangs. Argyle in their black and red, black helmets, black tops, and red pants. It's your cinch cleaner uniform update. Jaden Page back in formation for Creekview, receives the snap and a whistle before the snap. And I believe we're going to have a
delay of game. Number 14, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Stacy Harden took the words right out of my mouth. Delay of game on Creekview will back them up. It'll be 1st and 15 from the Creekview 33. Robert, something I've noticed all night is just the depth. You know, Argyle's running a lot of freshmen, sophomores, third-teamers, fourth-teamers, and Creekview just doesn't have numbers on their side over there.
No, it doesn't. You look across the sidelines over there, and, you know, there's just a handful of kids that are sitting on the bench that are probably the starters on offense, but you have some of these kids that are playing both ways, and you know.
Page connects to Kelly along the right sideline. They were backed up after the delay of game, but get the first down anyway. Pushed out of bounds by Hudson Immaterio, but not after a gain of 20 for Creekview. First down. And I believe an Eagle fell down, which led to this open space by Jaden Kelly.
And getting back to that thought earlier is possibly, you know, you would almost like to see, because they are so thin, you would like to see us go up to our hurry-up offense, the 4 or 5 seconds in between each play, to see if you can really wear them down, but also to see what your young guys can do.
10-10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Argyle on top, 42-18. Creekview have another first down as Page connects along the right side. As that pass completed to Jerry Smith. Actually, he stepped out after 9 yards, pushed out by Cooper Slayton. It's going to bring up a 2nd and short. Creekview now into Argyle territory. It's going to be 2nd and 2 from the Argyle 44.
What used to be quite a bit of lopsided in the yards category, Argyle now at 298, Carrollton Creekview at 253, so they're catching up here, eating up some clock and making some yards.
Handoff, running right, past the first down stick and then some. Dragged down finally after a gain of 14. Is like 26, Aiden Scheibe. Long game for Scheibe on his first carry of the night. Impressive carry there for the junior. First down for the Mustangs, all the way down to the Argyle 30. Page in the shotgun, hands to Scheibe again. Scheibe running right, chased by Immaterio, and drugged down by Immaterio with a little bit of help from Luke Lane. And that will count as a tackle for loss. Back to the Argyle 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 11. Got Jack Teller in there along the defensive line, along with Hayes Neal, Hudson Immaterio at middle linebacker, as well as Mason Pittner, outside linebacker. And I think this is Carter Buxton over here at the other outside linebacker. So kicking duties and linebacker duties tonight for Carter. 2nd and 11, Page back in shotgun, Claps receives the snap, hands off to Scheibe. Running left now around the end, out to the sideline, and pushed out by Garrett Westrom, but all the way down to the Argyle 24, so it'll be gain of 8 yards on the run.
Ben Godfrey did a great job of pursuit in the backfield, almost got a shoestring tackle back there for loss.
Scheibe's 8-yard run brings up 3rd and 5, 8:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Argyle up 42-18 here on senior night. Scheibe alongside Jaden Page, the quarterback. Scheibe to the left. Page receives the snap, looks right, now comes back left, throws a deep ball looking for Trey Johnson in the back of the end zone. That ball's caught. Nice connection there, 24-yard score. Jaden Page to Trey Johnson, and Creekview will not go away.
Nope, just a good pitch and catch. Unfortunately, a little bit of lag from the defender out there allowed him to get a few steps behind him, and Page just did a great job, put it right where it needed to be.
Taking advantage of the wind, as Page hung that one in the air, the wind guided it to the back of the end zone. Johnson ran under it. Nice connection there between two sophomores for Creekview. And for the PAT, Diego Jimenez. And another bad snap, and got to take off with it is Ben File. File running out to the right, extending for the right pylon. I think he's going to be short, and he is, but a nice effort there by the senior Ben File, having to deal with another bad snap, but tried to make the most of it, but comes up a yard short, dragged down by Micah Roberts, saving the point after attempt for Argyle. 8:09 remaining in the fourth quarter. As this game extending with another Creekview touchdown. Argyle 42, Creekview 24. This is Eagle Football brought to you by the Argyle Eagles Booster Club.
CR Plumbing is a small family-owned business operated by Clayton and Hannah Robinson. Hannah grew up in Argyle, and no one knows these stomping grounds like she does. CR Plumbing prides ourselves on taking care of our customers, employees, and serving our community. We offer an array of plumbing services, including water filtration systems, leak detection and repairs, water heater tankless conversions, and platinum memberships. Visit our website for any plumbing needs at crplumbingdfw.com. We are CR Plumbing, your local plumber you can trust.
Lamar National Bank offers checking, savings, money market accounts, and loans to businesses and consumers. Whether you like doing business face-to-face or talking to a real person over the phone, Lamar National Bank is the hometown bank that can best serve you because their bankers live, work, and play in the markets they serve. Go see our team at the North Lake branch or call 972-318-1060 to see that at Lamar National Bank. It's relationship banking at its best. Lamar National Bank, NMLS number 243049, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Back here in Eagle Stadium, 42-24, Argyle on top of Creekview. Another fair catch is received by Nathaniel Bruce. And Clark, let's go down to you. Creekview not giving up, got a lot of fight. And secondly, I'd like you to explain whatever that word was used in the break.
Let me tell you, I am so impressed with this Creekview team. We've been talking about the emotions of the night being senior night, and but we have a next week. We have the next game. This team here is playing the last game they're going to play all season long. They have been eliminated from the playoffs, and they're not giving up. Regardless of the scoreboard, they are showing a lot of intestinal fortitude, staying out there, playing hard, and doing themselves proud in this game. They're playing the #1 team in the state, and they know it, and they want to make their mark.
And what was that word you said in the break that we didn't know?
Temerity.
Temerity.
Temerity is defined as excessive confidence or boldness, audacity.
They're still...
You know what? You thought you were listening to a football broadcast, and you learn a little something.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Bell on the carry and gets his face mask grab, so Argyle will move from the 25 to the 45 after the 5-yard pickup by Bell on first down. 7:50 on a running clock. Argyle up 42-24, working left to right. Alex Moeller still in at quarterback. Receivers are Ben Daggett, Chris Munster, and McGuire Gasperson. Moeller with the snap, hands off to Watson Bell, running right around right end, and brought down by Tony Lucia after a pickup of 2.
Personal foul, face mask, number 51, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Brought down by Tony Lucia, but by the face mask. That's back-to-back plays with face masks, 30 yards and just penalties. Argyle all the way up to the Creekview 37 after the back-to-back face mask by Tony Lucia.
You know, one of the things I'd like to see Argyle do, and I don't think we'll do this, I think we're just going to eat up some clock, is it'd be nice to see them go into a turbo pattern of back-to-back-to-back plays and see if they can march it down and what these younger guys can do under that much pressure.
Argyle in Creekview territory. Moeller hands the Bell, running up the middle behind the center, and falls forward to the 34-yard line, brought down by Deans of the Mustangs. Checking in Jackson Davis, senior. He's playing left guard. He's supposed to be playing center. Burke Rudolph, another senior there at right guard. Randy Good, another senior at right tackle. So working in some seniors on the offensive line. There at left tackle is Tyler Roberts, a sophomore. And we'll see who that left guard is when he comes out from the huddle. Looks like that's Dylan Brewster. Yeah, Dylan Brewster. So 4 seniors getting some playing time here on senior night along the offensive line. Moeller claps, receives the snap, hands off to Bell, up the middle, breaks a tackle, jukes past another defender, up the middle, past the first down marker, and drug down at the 15-yard line. Nice gain there by Bell, gain of about 20 yards.
You know, it was great to see. He just got right behind his center left guard. They created a great hole on him. Tackle ended up getting to the second level, and off he went.
Drugged down from behind by Ben File, but broke a tackle around the line of scrimmage, juke past the middle linebacker. Nice moves there from Watson Bell, the freshman. Another first down for the Eagles, down to the Mustang 15-yard line with 5:45 remaining. Argyle with the 18-point lead here on senior night. Moeller, snap back to Bell again, jukes past another defender, slips and stumbles his way down to the 8-yard line. Gain of 7, brought down by Ben File. There's a pancake down there. Who got it, Clark?
The 8.
All right, it's a Jackson Davis, the senior, with a pancake.
And it's great to see Jackson Davis and Dylan Brewster and Tyler Roberts on that left-hand side getting it done. And you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep running over your left-hand side.
Argyle slowing the pace here, melting some of the clock. Now under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Moeller staring at the sideline to a coaching staff not giving him any signs.
It would be nice to see if they could go ahead and get Max, the tight end, to score again, get his confidence back.
Instead, hands to Bell. Bell sniffing the end zone, dives for it, and in! 8-yard touchdown run. Watson Bell all aboard. Eagles touchdown.
You know, switch it up a little bit. Go left, go left, go left, go left, and then all of a sudden you pop it off to the right-hand side. The guys are sleeping over there on defense, and he takes it right in for the score.
You know, how great is it that you can bring in 4 seniors that don't, get to play a ton, and you still get your offensive production? That's a neat trick for the Argyle coaching staff.
Well, not only that, these guys have been in every practice over the last 4 years,
yeah.
So they know how this team operates, and they've got pride, and they want to make a showing here no matter what the score is and no matter what's going on. They want to make it happen for their team. Great leadership, guys.
Argyle going to go for 2 here, maybe trying to hang half 100. Moeller, there's the pass to Blaine. He receives it.
Yes.
Play action, throws the defense, threw it to Max Bland wide open on the G in the Argyle end zone, and Argyle has hung half 100.
Love it that they went back to it. That is a confidence boost for that young man. He's a great young man. Great job of getting back there, watching into his hands. Love it that the coaches had the confidence to do it.
Clark, I want to come down to you. 4 seniors along the offensive line. Created a lot of holes there for the freshman running back. What'd you see there from field level?
They did, and they kind of had figured out the inside stunt, and they really put a hat-on-hat, using that experience of the 4 years of practice, and just marched right down the field. And what a magnificent catch and an opportunity for Max Bland. What a great kid. I'm so happy they decided to go back to him.
Yeah, Max supporting the number 45. Pretty happy and stoked here along the sidelines. Always neat. You always remember your first, right, Robert? The first touchdown, I guess in his case, the first PAT.
You know what, you really do, and it's a special time for him, a special opportunity. Because he had those 2 other chances, and he could have allowed that to get him down, and he could sulk, but no, he got back in. Coaches did a great job of going back to him, but who's even more excited than he is? His mom in the stands.
Absolutely. Argyle kicking off. It actually hit a Mustang on the front line, so Creekview has to dive on it at the 25-yard line. As Blake Jones here in the booth, seated next to Robert Hudgens. Clark McNulty on the sideline. Eric Capper is our spotter. Jack Brown is our producer and engineer. And if you're watching the YouTube Talon broadcast, director advisor is Stacy Short. Crew captains are Ashley Henderson and Sam Mykel. Field cam, Sam Mykel, Ashley Henderson, and Nissi Brooks. Main camera, Rylie McCullough. Camera direction, Ashley Henderson, Stacy Short, and Elijah Ward. Game day graphics, Alex Moeller. I've called that name a time or two tonight. And highlights, Rylie Halk. Thanks to the Talon students making us look good on YouTube. Mustangs possession working right to left, and a pass complete along the right hash mark as Jaden Page connects with a 15-yard gain to Jerian Smith, brought down by Garrett Westrom, and a first down. But we've got a Mustang slow to get up here back in the backfield. As while we have a minute, Robert, let's hit our fourth quarter sponsors.
I appreciate that, Blake. You know, tonight's broadcast is made possible with the generous support of Longhorn Screen, Shades, and Shutters, Orthopedic Associates of Flower Mound, Jolette Ryan, and the North Texas Real Estate Team powered by Compass, the Greg Teller Agency at Farmers Insurance, Brent Bowen, Attorney at Law, Lori Jacobson of the Legacy Group, Independent Financial, Ideal Partners, Sherry Brunson at Cinch Cleaners, Noble Classic Homes, Cycle Center of Denton, Marty B's 1845 Taste of Texas, and Rustico, and the sponsor of our postgame show, Park Place, Lexus, Jaguar, and Land Rover of Grapevine. Thank you for all of your support.
Absolutely, would not be here without the support of our wonderful sponsors. That Mustang slow to get up was number 74, Joshua McMurray, a senior. Boy, you'd hate to miss the last 4 minutes of your high school career, right?
I know.
Hobbling off. Let's see if McMurray can get back in this one as Mustangs have the possession at the Creekview 40. Working right to left, have the win at their back. 4:20 on a running clock in the fourth quarter. Argyle 50, Creekview 24. Page, play action, fires to the right side. Ball bobbled by Jaden Kelly, but complete around the first down marker. Brought down that time by Micah Roberts, who has an interception in this game. Ball all the way up to midfield and will be a first down for the Mustangs.
You know, they're still getting some good exposure on those outs. We're still playing quite a soft zone at these corners, so if they just sit at about 8 yards, they're going to get it every time.
Page hands off to Scheibe. Scheibe running left, runs into a wall. That wall is Dwight Longley. Longley's gotten some time at offensive line and now defensive line and slings down the ball carrier, but Creekview into Argyle territory at the 48, brings up a 2nd and 8. Clock approaching the 3-minute mark in this one. So as game winds down here, maybe talk some player of the game. Try to get a couple seniors to talk to after the game. 2nd and 8. Page fires left, ball caught. Trey Johnson makes a man miss, and all the way up into the Argyle secondary, down to the 25-yard line goes Johnson. Slung down that time by Thomas Irwin, but long gain, 24 yards for the Mustangs.
You know what? It's one thing you can say about these Creekview Mustangs, you know, that they aren't giving up. They're getting out there and they're making the plays that they need to.
Page still in at quarterback for the Mustangs. Motions across Jaden Kelly to the left side of the formation. Page claps his hands, receives, looking right, and is going to fire a deep ball along the right sideline. Got a guy open, and Micah Roberts quickly closes in. And thought Robert, it's always tough. You hear face guarding a lot in high school football. Micah definitely got in the right position, and the ball fell incomplete, but I was worried we were going to see a flag there.
Well, you know what? That is sort of one of those gray areas. I've always heard that there is no face guarding in high school football, so you can absolutely do that if you don't touch the offensive player. Now, he did a great job of getting his hands up when he needed to, just watching the eyes.
So that incompletion brings up 2nd and 10, and we've got whistles before this 2nd down play. Let's head down to the referee.
All start. Offense for 74. Penalty. Still 2nd down.
You know, we said we'd hope to see McMurray back in the game, and there he is, committing a false start for the Mustangs. Backing up Creekview to the 29, brings up 2nd and 15 for Creekview, 2:17 on the clock in this one. Page takes the snap and hands to Scheibe. Scheibe wrangled up in the backfield, taken down by Jack Teller. Nice tackle there by Jack Teller, who's gotten some work at tight end as well. Back to the 34-yard line. A 2nd and 15 turns into a 3rd and 20 as we are under the 2-minute mark here at Eagle Stadium.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching the offensive line here for Creekview. They've done a pretty good job of bottling our defensive line up, so I'm interested to see if our guys were now pulling up 4.
Page with the snap, has to avoid the rush, now rolls out left and slides. He may be dealing with a cramp. That may have been why he prematurely slid down, as facing some pressure off of the edge. I believe that may have been Justice Jones with the pressure, as Jaden Page still down with what appears to be a cramp with 1:20 on the clock. So Clark, let's bring you into this. Robert, what are we thinking for players of the game?
Yeah, this is really hard on senior night, especially in a game where most of the senior starters are pulled out early. Is Caden Yates, is he a senior?
Caden Yates, number 42, is a senior. Yeah, that's got to be definite, right?
We called his name a lot tonight.
Yeah. And I tell you what, this will be tough, but let's get that senior unit of the offensive line we were calling. We were calling Randy Good and Burke Rudolph, Dylan Brewster, and I'll give you some numbers, but let's talk to that senior lineman unit that came in there in the second half.
Drive,
I
agree.
Yeah. Those are 4 big boys you're going to have to wrangle up, but yeah, that'll be exciting to talk to them.
I'm just the man for the job.
In the postgame.
Leave it to the Chippewa lineman.
Leave it to Clark, yep. The biggest straw that stirs our drink. Let's go to Clark for a shout out.
Well, I'd like to wish my parents, who both celebrate their birthdays this week. They're actually vacationing in the Dominican Republic with my brother and his wife, EJ and Holly. But yeah, huge shout out to them. They listen every week, no matter where they are.
That's awesome. Listening in from the DR. That's awesome. Under a minute to go here. 50-24 Argyle with the lead. Creekview with the ball. A new quarterback into the game for Creekview is number 12 Gabriel Diaz, a sophomore, coming in for the cramped Jaden Page. Diaz comes in and fires a rocket up the left sideline. Colton Rockmore in coverage, but Johnson comes down with it. Just inside the numbers, down to the 11-yard line. A 26-yard gain for Creekview, and a nice contested catch by the sophomore Trey Johnson.
Just unfortunately, Colton Rockmore got up there a little bit too early. And the receiver was able to get up there, high point the ball, and bring it down.
16 seconds, 15 now, a running clock. Creekview may want to punch one more in before the sound horns. Diaz now setting up a screen for Scheibe. Scheibe cannot get around. Who's that? 30. Nathaniel Bruce, the freshman, and Bruce keeps Creekview out of the end zone, and that will do it.
So the sound horn.
Yeah, that's my flub. Horn sounds. Yeah, there it is. There he goes.
There we go.
Thank you. Save me, train horn. That's going to do it from Eagle Stadium on senior night in Argyle, as Argyle finishes the regular season perfect with a 10-0 record after a 50-24 victory over the Creekview Mustangs. As we move into our post-game show, brought to you by Park Place. We'll talk to Coach Rogers after this one, as well as hear from our senior players of the game. That's all coming up next in the Park Place post-game show, as Argyle defeats Carrollton Creekview 50-24. The post-game show is on your way next.
This is Dr. Mykel Pace. There's a reason why so many dentists in our area refer their patients to Northern Texas Facial and Oral Surgery for implant or wisdom tooth care, and that's trust. As your oral surgeons, we work closely with other dental professionals to create a dental healthcare team to make sure patients get the right treatment in just the right way. That's what dentists in our area have come to expect from Northern Texas Facial and Oral Surgery, and it's what patients can depend on. See us online at ntfos.com or call us at 972-371-0125.
Howdy folks, Marty B here, inviting you to come to each of our 4 amazing restaurants. At Marty B's, join us for an outstanding atmosphere of family, food, fun, and entertainment. Or join us at Rustico Wood-Fired Grill and Wine Bar for an intimate date night in a rustic, elegant setting. Looking for a taste of upscale Texas? Join us at 1845, where it's designed like Dallas, but tastes like Fort Worth. Come experience amazing at all of our fine restaurants. And new this summer, put a pep in your two-step at Marty B's Coffee Co., right next to Marty B's restaurant. Look forward to seeing you there.
Updating your home is too important to do alone. The Design House of Denton has designers and experts on staff who want to help. Whether it's simply new flooring or having an entire wing of your home remodeled, the Design House has a full spectrum of services for any size idea you have. They care about you and your home both during and after your project. My wife and I know this from personal experience. Now it's time to see for yourself. Go see the friendly staff at their gorgeous showroom located just outside Golden Triangle Mall at 2303 Colorado Boulevard. The Design House of Denton, locally owned and proud members of Argyle Eagle Nation.
The real estate station, owned by longtime Argyle residents Dave and Kathy Salisbury, has been around since 1986 and was the first real estate office to be established in Argyle. The real estate station provides full office support, in-house marketing, and an experienced sales team consisting of agents who live in and know the Argyle area. Whether you are buying, selling, or leasing, they are ready to serve you. Supporting Argyle ISD for over 15 years, they are proud to be a district-level Eagle partner again this year. And they were chosen to be Argyle ISD's real estate advisors. The real estate station, they are your hometown real estate experts.
All right, in the Park Place post-game show, after a 50-24 victory over the Creekview Mustangs, the Argyle Eagles enjoy a senior night win in front of the Argyle faithful, as the team is now standing in front of the band singing the fight song. And let's try to find Clark. Where is Clark? Okay, I'm trying to find Coach Rogers for a post-game report. But a lot of good things to talk about with the head coach. Always good when you hang half 100. And another 10-0 season for Argyle. And as we go down to the field, trying to get Coach Rogers here in the post-game. Go ahead, Clark.
Yes, sir. 50-24, another undefeated regular season is behind you. Sure got a lot of playing time for some young men. It had to have been a great learning experience for them tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Our kids were amazing. It wasn't always pretty, but the effort and the intensity and the attitude was spot on, and I'm pleased with their performance. We'll have opportunity to go back and look at the video tonight and teach from video. It'll only enhance us moving into the playoffs.
And speaking, hats have got to be off to the Creekview team. They never gave up. Facing you has got to be an intimidating thing, the -- 1 team in the state. They really showed a lot of moxie even in the second half.
Well, Creekview was a playoff team last year. Obviously, they were been hurt a little bit from seniors graduating, but they've done a good job. They've had a tough season. Lots of factors play into that, but it's a good coaching staff and they have a good plan.
Coach, this is Robert Hutchins up in the booth here, and one of the things that I've noticed from being down on the sidelines and going through it with my kids, but what I watched tonight was whenever the seniors or some of the starters were on the sidelines, they were out of the game, they cheered as much, if not more, for the younger guys, the second and third team that was in, and it's great to see the leadership out of your guys like that, right?
Oh, absolutely, Robert. They love what they're doing. They've all spent time and the energy and the effort and working, and so the benefit is getting out there and playing, and absolutely, they're good teammates. That's a reason why we're really good in our senior leadership this year.
Coach Blake Jones up in the booth. You finished the regular season 10-0, and I believe when we were chatting after non-district play, you'd said you wanted to get out of there 500. You stand 10-0 after your first season in 5A. Do you ever stand back in awe of your team and what they've accomplished this year?
Well, you never really know the expectations and how they're going to, figure out moving up a classification. I've had the experience of moving from 2A to 3A, 3A to 4A, and now 4A to 5A, and I was just really uncertain. And so I knew that we had to christen our team and get baptized in 5A, and our kids have risen to the occasion. as normal as we did with the other classification jumps. And so I'm very pleased with good senior leadership, and we've got a good plan moving forward.
Last question for you, Coach. What do you know about next week? I think we have to wait on a game tomorrow night, but what's the situation and scenario surrounding that one?
Well, I believe it to be the loser of O.D. Wyatt and Colleyville Heritage, so that we could discern that. And I'll meet with those coaches tomorrow, and we'll figure out a kick time, and obviously the location has already been set. We'll have a kick time and determine whether it needs to be on Thursday or Friday.
Awesome. Thank you for your time, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank y'all.
All right, there goes Coach Rogers and our Park Place post-game show. The location has been set. It's here at Eagle Stadium, moving up to 5A and 6A. If you win your district in 5A or 6A, you get to host your first playoff game. So we're going to have a home playoff game here next week. And Robert, I think we mentioned it in the pregame show. A lot of these seniors knew they'd probably be playing here again next week. So senior night maybe is a little less than what it normally is, but I believe in one of your son's case, they didn't know they were playing again, so they had to do senior night twice. So I guess you'd rather know, right?
You know what? You're right. There was something to be said about knowing that you're going to be back in front of your home crowd. You're going to have Clyde doing everything, and all the flags are going to be up, and you're going to have everybody in the town comes here, because there's nothing like Friday Night Lights in Argyle, Texas. But you're right. It'd be nice to know. But in these young men's case, that they still didn't let up when the starters were in there. They didn't let up. They didn't care. They didn't treat this that like they were going against another team that was 0-9. They were treating this as if this was a must-win game, and it's great to see that from these kids, and it's great to see that they still have the drive and determination whenever they know they've already won district, when they know they already have their first home playoff game. They're not taking their foot off the pedal, and they're not getting slack. So you know what? It's great that we've got 50-24, just like Coach Rogers said. There's a lot of things that they think that they can be cleaning up. So you know what? It's going to be interesting to see what happens next week in the first round of the playoffs, and to find out who exactly we're playing.
And Clark is standing by with one of our defensive players of the game, Caden Yates. Clark, take it away.
Caden, it seemed like all night long we were calling your name, and you lined up at different spots on defense, and every time you got there, you introduced yourself with authority.
Sir, I just try to run around and hit people really hard. Even though their record wasn't that great, I wanted to come out here and do everything I could to hit them hard and punish them, as Coach Rogers says. It doesn't matter their record or who we're playing. The biggest respect you have for someone is punishing them.
Well, I'll tell you, what stats do we have on him tonight, guys? It sounds like we called his name a ton.
Caden, I have you here for 5,000 tackles.
You're going to be sore tomorrow, Caden.
Yes, sir, I am right now.
All right, of the 5,000 tackles, Caden, how many were hit stick tackles? How many did you feel like you got a pretty good lick on?
A few of them at least. I would say at least 3. I was just trying to run around and hit people hard.
Now, Caden, am I correct? You are a senior this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, how does this feel senior night? We were just talking about this in between talking to Coach Rogers and yourself. This being a senior night, walking across the field, getting your name called, but you have another game here next week. Was this a special night for you, or are they all special?
It's an incredible night. It's not every night you get to experience a senior night, especially when you're a senior. We're going to come back here tomorrow, next week, and it's going to be great, but nothing can top this, I think.
Yeah, how was running out of that tunnel on senior night?
Oh, it was unreal. It was fantastic.
All right, final question. I want you to tell us or fill us in. What's going to be the playoff bit this year? Are we going blonde hair again?
Yes, sir. We're going to go all blonde.
Okay, I've heard we're bleaching our eyebrows. Is that true?
No, it is not.
This is what it looks like.
Okay, that may just be Hunter Sandifer. He may be alone in bleaching his eyebrows.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that.
And just so you know, Clark bleached his hair once, and you saw what happened.
It's been look.
All right, Caden.
I'm really mad at Supercuts.
Congratulations on being our defensive player of the game, and go celebrate and have a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
That's Caden Yates, our defensive player of the game.
Yeah, you're right. 5,000 tackles. That's
I had him, yeah.
You know what? I mean, seriously, in all seriousness, that young man was everywhere, and he didn't let up. It didn't matter what was going on in the game. I loved his answer when he talked about it. We didn't look at Creekview's record. So And so for him, he got out there and he took advantage. And as I said, and one of the things that you'll hear coaches say is it doesn't matter how much you play. It doesn't matter how many minutes you play in the game, is that you take advantage of every minute that you're in there. And so, you know what? Caden did that. He got on so much film tonight. So proud of what he was able to do, and I'm sure his parents are proud of him on senior night. So great job, Caden.
Yeah, and Robert, it'd be easy to say, like, I'm one of the last few seniors in here. I'm just going to kind of take it easy. But you heard it from him. He was still trying to punish people there late in that game.
No, you never mail it in. Never mail it in on the football field. Guys, especially as a senior, this is special. They don't have very much time left on this football field. So good for him for getting out there and taking advantage of it.
All right, Clark, I see a couple of the guys we need behind you. There's 66 right there at the 48. Burke Rudolph, straight ahead, 66.
We're doing a little eye in the sky recon for Clark down there.
You may be stepping into a picture there, Clark.
I think he needs to. Just hop on in there with all the seniors.
Yeah, that's the senior group getting on the Eagle logo at midfield, so we may have to wait a minute. But
They're pictures.
And no, as you shouldn't. So
that's deadly.
While we have a couple minutes here, let's get an out-of-town scoreboard with our own Stephen Bartolotta and maybe check in with that Emerson and Independence game.
Thank you, Blake. Well, it's the final week of the regular season in high school football. The playoffs will begin next week in earnest, and there's a lot of sorting to go out and to figure out. And who will be in the playoffs? We'll start in District 3-5A. Who will Argyle face, as they're going to be the district champions at a 10-0 record? They will face the loser of tomorrow night's game between O.D. Wyatt and Colleyville Heritage. That will be the first-round matchup for Argyle. Who is in second place in District 3-5A? Well, between Frisco Independence and Frisco Emerson, the winner will be 9-1, and in second place, and it appears it will be Emerson. They lead at 42-28 over Independence. That game is late in the fourth quarter. And who will be the last team in from District 3-5A? Is it Denton or is it Lake Dallas? Well, the Broncos had a 14-10 lead at the half, but Lake Dallas poured it on in the second half, scoring 21 unanswered points, and they pull away and win 31-14. They are the final team into the playoffs with a 7-3 record and 3-3 in district play. Denton, their season ends at 4-6 on the year. Some other scores involving Denton teams: Geyer, 10-0 on the year, a 31-3 win over Rock Hill in their regular season finale. The Ryan Raiders, they pick up a nice win over Northwest tonight, 48-21. That game is a final. Braswell and McKinney-Boyd, they're locked in a tight one. Boyd with a 1-point lead, 32-31, that game in the fourth quarter. Prosper, no trouble with McKinney tonight. They win 47-27. The Martin Warriors shutting out Bowie tonight, 53-0 for the big win there. The Allen Eagles will close their regular season out with a nice win at Little Elm, 49-21. And the Carroll Dragons will have another 10-0 regular season as they are handling Fossil Ridge quite easily tonight, 38-14. Owen Allen with a couple of touchdown scores as well. Those are all the scores we have for you, Blake.
Appreciate it, Poppy. Back here at Eagle Stadium after a 50-24 win on senior night, as the seniors are huddled on the Eagle logo at midfield, getting one last senior picture, and we'll see if we can't talk to a few of them here in just a moment. And yeah, we got one. Let's go down to Clark, who's got the senior quarterback.
The senior quarterback, and you got to play a bulk of tonight's game. Yeah, you had a completion for a 2-point conversion. You had a completion for a touchdown. No. How did it feel to be out there?
I mean, it felt great, especially for my second to last home game, just to go out and do what I've wanted to do since the beginning of the season.
And that's just it. How long have you been on the varsity team?
Well, I moved here 2 years ago, and I've been on the varsity team for the past 2 years.
So to come out here and actually get the full experience, and we always talk about it. It's so hard to get on the field with Argyle. It's such a deep talent, and then you come out tonight and say, wow, we're really deep at this quarterback position.
Yeah, well, we have good coaches who coach us and tell us what to do, and that definitely helps our development. And I think us quarterbacks, we encourage and allow us to be confident with each other. And quarterback competitions can be kind of, cutthroat, but I think we have a good relationship between each other, and that definitely helps us have confidence and improve and, get better.
Hey, Alex, it's Robert up here in the booth. Great job tonight. One of the things I was saying earlier, and you definitely took advantage of, every moment that you get in that game, you take advantage of it. You get out there and shine. You put your face on the film, and you do things the right way. And that was one of the things you did tonight. So when your number was called and you got in there and playing with some of the other players that possibly you don't get to play with, some of the non-starters or whatnot, did it make it a little bit more difficult, or was it just like picking up in practice?
I mean, I think it was a little bit more difficult, but I think, towards the third drive, we got in the rhythm. I mean, we went down and scored that drive. And I think that definitely set the tone for the second half, especially where we were able to score a lot.
Were you impressed by what Creekview was showing you on the defensive front, some of the stunts they were running through? Because it looked like they got in the backfield a few times on you.
They got in the backfield a good bit, and that was good on their part.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you have 8 guys in the box, not much you can really do.
Alex, this is Blake Jones up here in the booth. I got a couple questions for you. You finished with 1 touchdown, but I think you could have had a couple more, but had some bright-eyed individuals have some passes go off their hands. Did you rip them on the sideline, or were you nice to them?
I've been in the same spot, so you got to treat them with compassion because everyone's been there.
Absolutely. So being a senior on senior night, playing quarterback, you got to play most of this one. Is this something you're going to remember for a long time?
Probably. It's hard not to.
Yeah, exciting right there, back there being at the helm, right?
Yeah.
So one last question. Okay, from up here now, I'm not using binoculars, but it looks like you got a nice, fluffy, full head of curly hair. Are you bleaching that stuff next week?
I might be in the chair for 8 hours, but yeah.
You're gonna get the tip. You're gonna get all the way down to the roots and everything.
Last year I just highlighted it.
You just you got to go.
That wasn't adequate enough, apparently.
So. Nope. As a senior, as a dad that's had 2 seniors come through that's had to do this, it can't be highlight. You got to commit.
Exactly.
You gotta commit.
I think I'll go platinum this year. It might look better than that.
There you go.
There you go.
That's hot.
Orange brownish,
That's hot.
I might get my eyebrows too. That would look pretty
There you go. Let's do it.
And shave 2 lines in it like Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
All right. Good job out there.
Get an ear piercing at it while I might.
No, hey, we're not condoning that. Talk to your parents.
Our offensive player, Alex Moeller. Alex, great game tonight. Congratulations, and enjoy senior night. All right, there goes Alex Moeller, the quarterback for the Eagles tonight. Finished 9 of 17 for 65 yards and a touchdown. As I believe are we going to try to get one more senior, Clark, or is that it? Okay. All right, we're going to no, he doesn't want to be interviewed. Okay.
So when you look at this game tonight, you look at a lot of things, and of course in the first half, and it seemed like it was going to be such a runaway game on Argyle's behalf. They had almost 300 yards in the first half to less than 100 for Creekview. But when you come to the end of the end of the game, it was actually a lot closer than you thought it was going to be.
Absolutely. I think the stats will tell that, but I think Clark did find one more senior down there on the field.
I did. The fabulous Paige Arthur.
Hey.
Now, Paige, I watched.
Don't be excited.
I mean, you had a really strong. You really came out of your shell in the second quarter, and then right after the half, of course, I had to come in and kind of help you out a little bit. But you rebounded very well. Just reflect on the time. You've been a cheerleader here for 4 years. Senior night. What's going on in your head?
I love Argyle cheer.
That's it?
That's it? That's all we get?
That's all we get.
No.
I mean, you're supposed to be an ambassador, a brand ambassador.
The last 4 years of cheer have been pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. I've grown a lot as a person and grown a lot of friendships like the Macy Maynard.
So Paige, it's Robert up here. I mean, let's be real. Okay. Is it kind of cool having a dad who's kind of a big deal in the town of Argyle? Do people come up to you and go, "Hey, what's it like being Kenny Arthur's daughter?" Because he's kind of a big deal. He's the chicken man.
He is the chicken man. Everyone uses me for Chick-fil-A.
Hey, listen. If you're gonna be, if you can have something, that's something to have.
Exactly.
All right. Well, great
Paige,
job.
our cheerleader of the game.
Cheerleader of the game, Paige Arthur.
Hey, way not to pull a hammy tonight. Great job. Way to stay healthy.
Thanks.
Okay, now hydrate.
Okay.
All right, inside the Park Place post-game show as Argyle finishes the regular season 10-0 after a 50-24 victory over Carrollton Creekview. A quick look at the stats. Argyle actually outgained by Carrollton Creekview 378-343. Creekview threw the ball for 338 yards, so a nice game there by the quarterback, Caden Page. Jaden Page. Go ahead.
Well, that was one of the things you got to see, especially later in the game. There was a lot of chunky plays, of tossing it up. Where they made the younger cornerbacks play the ball, didn't play the route exactly right, and it just fell right in the receiver's hands for the reception. So it's very impressive, though, that you see that the quarterback for Creekview stood in the pocket, about to take the hit.
Argyle some credit in the secondary. A couple pick sixes by Bud Petter and Thomas Early. Michael Roberts had the third, so good effort defensively taking the ball away.
Absolutely. The 3 phases of the game, as Coach Rogers was talking about a little bit earlier. Defense definitely stepped up. If they were in your fantasy league, you definitely scored some points this week. But pick sixes, being at the right place at the right time. One of the things that I saw Bud Petter do, he did a great job. He watched the